right there, Greg.
do.
Very nice.
Yeah.
We all know pink suits you, as you are into the unisex hoodies, Colin. As
one of my fans bought it for me.
One of your fans bought it for you.
Yeah, the Caribbean stallion himself, Danny Carroll.
Carroll. There you go. What can you say? What can you say? We can say quite a lot about it, but we'll come on to that later, Cole. Did you get the goodies as well? Did you get the bag? The bag of goodies?
What, this bag?
There you go. Where would we be without the Greg's bag? I did have one earlier, but I'm afraid it was another brand.
Oh, dear.
Okay. Other burgers are available.
Don't like McDonald's.
What's that?
Don't like McDonald's.
You can't say that to Ryan. He works there. He'll be well upset.
Oh, sorry, I still don't like McDonald's.
Don't like it, never mind. Anyway, good evening.
Yeah, good
I feel
evening.
like I haven't seen you since at least last night in the club shops.
Yeah, about 10 past 10 when we got thrown out.
It was good. It was good.
I enjoyed it.
Interesting evening, but we'll come on to that because
We will.
It was a very interesting evening. But I have to say, as you know, before we go any further, because I was up in Club Platinum yesterday at.
Oh, really? You've never mentioned it.
Exactly right, in a director's box, no less. But
I will really.
I will have to say exactly. It was really nice of Ryan who invited me up, but also to Dermot at Stadium Support Services. So if you know, they're on the side of our shirt. One of the match sponsors, not one of the match, the ball sponsor, but one of our sponsors on our shirt and for the club. Really, really great guy. Thank you so much, Dermot, for making the evening really well.
Thanks for the invite, Dermot.
Yeah, really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. But no,
cheers,
guys,
Dermot.
I will say, look, mate, guys at Stadium Support Services, great team, really, really great team, and a great sponsor to have. Really great people. So
how much you getting for this advert?
Not at all, but I'm just saying, if you get a chance to say hello to them, do. They're a really great bunch.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, if I'd have been invited up there, I would have said hello.
Well, as I say, what can you say? It's like belated birthday present.
There's me.
There's
me.
I haven't got a Greg's hat.
Jam donuts.
You've got your Greg's hat.
Jam donuts and cold sausage rolls. Yeah, you carry on.
I will, because we've got better than cold sausage rolls and jam donuts, Cole, as you well know, because the Casbah outside.
Thank God for the Casbah.
On a match day.
Yeah.
Outside there, cracking food. What can I say? Great guy. Anyway, how are you doing with your new pink beanie and your
it's a
DJ? I've got DJ vibes, Cole. I've got DJ vibes.
I'm in the house.
Anyway,
I've got another one of them, you know.
Have you?
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Four now.
Oh, stop messing about. Come on. There's people watching this. People are paying good money to watch this.
Are they? They say that's news to me, mate.
Big shout out to the girls in the shop, by the way.
Yes,
who said very nice things about the show. I had about one person come up to me
about one singular.
I had several people come up to me last night and said they really enjoyed the show.
It's really nice to hear that.
Really thank you very much. We always enjoy that. Lovely.
Yeah, absolutely. No, so quite a few people did, to be fair, yesterday, and so it's really humbling to hear. So we're really grateful for that. But we've got yet another show for you with the usual thrills and spills, plus a little bit more spice tonight, Cole, as well. So we have Mr. Luke Payne, aka Chris Kamara of the Don's Unplugged World, giving us everything Shrewsbury Town, everything Bristol Rovers, and then looking forward to the game at Grimsby on the weekend. We've got Chris and Ryan doing team talk. So they're looking at team selections. Yep, absolutely. But I will add, there's a special guest with them this week, so hold that.
Really?
Yeah, there is. So they'll be talking about the team selections of the last two games and the predicted lineup for Saturday, plus a little bit more news in between as well. We're also joined, if you remember, by Jordan from League Two Lowdown for Grimsby Town. So he's going to talk things all.
Yeah, he's Grimsby fan, but he does the lead. Does he do that with Luke Payne?
Yeah, Luke Payne and a few others do it. Our Newport guest did it as well, I think, from memory. So yeah, we definitely got good.
If truth be told, he did.
Truth be told, God. Truth be told. Truth be told.
If truth be
terrible
told,
accent. I do apologize.
Yeah, go on.
But yeah, no, exactly.
Anything else? Is that it?
No, that's not it. Now. Keep going. Keep going. We're going to talk about lots of stuff tonight. We're going to talk about.
Yeah.
We're going to bring in a special guest of our own, which I'll talk about shortly. But we have Did Rovers questions here, not just for us, but for you outside in the Don's Unplugged world and the great Ethernet that is the internet. We want to know, did Rovers try to get Patterson sent off? I think they did. Love to hear your thoughts on that. We'll talk a little bit more about the situation as we go forward. Was it a penalty? So the Collins incident, was it a penalty? I think it was, but we'll talk about that. Evans, of all people, returned to Stadium MK, literally a third of the man he used to be. So, I mean, he's worked hard at that, bless him. But is his brand of football anti-football, Cole? Because it feels like it. It feels like it. But we want to hear a bit more about that.
I'm not just nod or go that.
Well, no, we'll go into this in a bit. We want to talk about as well. It's Craig Hicks, the worst ref I've ever seen. What are your thoughts? I thought he was dreadful.
We'll talk about that in a minute, but I've got something to say about that. Go on, carry on.
Go on. Okay, and we goes. I would like to know as well, how many yards did Rovers steal in throwing?
So have your guesses tonight.
Yeah, add it up. I think it was about 15 laps around the stadium, Cole. Personally, but we'll see.
Unbelievable.
And also on the serious side, we want to know from you, and it's going to be a tough call. Is this the best Dons team you've ever seen? Is this the best Dons team we've ever had?
Not last night, but
obviously not last night, but again, still won it. And also, is Patterson the all-time best Don striker? Slight controversial question there, but we want to know your thoughts.
Really? What's controversial about that?
Well, there's a few out. There's a few good shouts for it, Cole. There's a few good shouts for it, but we'll see where we go from that.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
All things Grimsby Town as well. All things the Mariners. So we'll be coming on to that as well with our special guest Jordan a little later on when he joins the show too. So quite a lot. And let's not forget something we started, which we will talk about, injury of the week, because guess what? There could be another one. So
really?
There could be. But we'll talk about that when it comes up.
Well, you better talk about that.
I'll talk about it. It's on the news today, so we'll talk fresh off the press from last night. Potential injury.
It was on the news last night.
Yeah, as in hot off the press from MK Citizen. So there we go. But there we are. So quite a bit. I'm feeling upbeat from the weekend. I'm feeling upbeat from last night. So I think we're going to have a good night tonight, Cole.
Yeah, but you say the good evenings, and I'll finish with donut.
Well, I've got to do a few good evenings, but also I have got to mention that we've got a special guest joining us shortly as well.
I hope it's not that bloke off that podcast.
That bloke off that what podcast would have that been, Cole?
Something to do with sitting down. I don't know.
What, stealing your club? Yeah.
What?
Stealing your club as well, wasn't it? There we go. Anyway, so Albie's going to be joining us tonight live.
Young Albie.
Live, yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. It's nice.
Is Albie in the green room?
He's in the green room. And,
Albie, no swearing on here.
Don't listen to him, Albie. As soon as it's 9 o'clock, you can say what you like. Say what you like. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, we'll bring him on shortly, and we're going to talk all things Dons with him as well and get his take on events. But we'll do a few good evenings, and then we'll get into it. So, a couple of good evenings first, Cole. First one up.
Carry on. Wave, carry on. Wave. There we go.
He does this every week, Carry on. I'm sorry.
Is she waving? I can't see. Is she waving?
I think she was doing that as well. Yeah, okay. There we go. Thank you for joining, Carrie Ann, as always. We've got Ollie. Ollie's with us all the time, and
I took Ollie home last night.
Well, he's becoming the third BG at the moment because he's going to be coming to the away game with us at Cheltenham as well.
I know, so I have heard that.
Oi Legends, 2 games down, 18 more promotion is coming. How are we doing today? Very well, thank you. Heart back to you as well, Ollie. Appreciate it, mate. Appreciate it. Yeah. Feeling very upbeat, mate. Feeling very upbeat over the last few games. It's been exciting, right? It's been exciting. Karen's joined us. She says, evening, Karen. Thanks for joining. Another wave for you. We've got Matt with us as well. Matt says, evening all, look forward to this one. I am looking forward to this one too. And again, Matt, you and everyone else, bring your comments. Let us know.
Pour myself a drink, Matt.
What have we got tonight, Cole?
Not
a funky monkey. Not a funky monkey.
No funky monkeys tonight. No, I'll get too excited on funky monkeys.
Well, that's always good entertainment.
Hey, Craig.
So, evening, Craig. Thanks for joining. Hope you're well, and hope you enjoyed the weekend and last night as well. We've got Grant. Grant says, evening, Dons and Donettes. Evening, Grant. Great to have you on as always.
I spoke to Grant a fair bit last night. Yeah.
We've also got Luca. Big up to you, Luca, as well. Good vlog as always yesterday, and I hope you enjoyed last night as well at Stadium MK. It was a really
That's the look of Luca. Look.
It's almost copywritten, right?
Okay,
Almost
okay.
copywritten. Matt says, how are you doing? I am doing very well. I'm feeling fine. I've got something on my mind, Matt. Could be promotion. We'll talk about that in a bit.
I've got my Greg's hat on.
He has got his Greg's hat on. Thank you, Danny.
Evening
to yourself as well. So another one there for us. And again, some of these handles are quite interesting, Cole, but unfortunately they don't do the names anymore, but I think that's for privacy. So again, feel free to chuck in names as well if we've got a strange handle on here as well. But evening, thank you for joining. Kane says, evening. Oh, Kane, good evening. Thank you as well for joining us. As always. And Luca is really excited for tonight. There's quite a few comments flying through already. Absolutely. Harry says, evening, legends. I don't know who you're talking to, Harry, but thank you very much for joining me. Is he talking to you? I thought you were the leg end. There we are. You need to get that rebranded. It's got a big circle around it now, Con. It's outdated. Anyway, there we go.
Louis.
Harry Cross has joined us. Says superstars of WWF visited last night. Only surprised it's Stone Cold John Mellish didn't smash the chair over Steve Evans. Yeah, it felt like it, wasn't it? I don't know who his assistant is. Forgive me because I don't know his name. But my God, wasn't he going on the touch? He should have been sent off. If anyone should have been sent off. But there we go, Harry. We'll talk.
Someone got booked on the bench, didn't they?
Yeah, the assistant manager of Rovers, absolute dipstick. He couldn't stop.
I was getting a little bit annoyed, wasn't I, Grant?
Yeah, well, I was literally right above him, and when he got booked, I just went way like that, and then quite a few people did, and he sort of looked up, which was quite funny. But yeah, he was not happy, Cole. Nor was Evans. They were spitting blood. It was hilarious. Yeah, got escorted. Yeah, touch and go, Grant.
I was getting a bit excited last night, especially the last 5 or 10 minutes.
Doesn't that surprise me, Cole?
Yeah.
And also, Lucas gave us a rumour. He said, I heard Craig link Pompey also and Sanders to Stoke. So
it's Sanders, not Saunders. Sanders.
Well, Saunders can go to Stoke. That's fine. But I'm saying,
who's heard of Colonel Saunders?
Well, it might be. We'll never know. But no, I don't think Craig's going to Portsmouth. I would be very surprised with that with the goalkeeper.
I would be amazed.
Yeah.
If we started selling players, I'd be amazed.
Unless it's for silly money, Cole. Unless it's for silly money. But we shall see. And Harry, I was at a game yesterday as well. So there you go, Harry. Confirmation from Loca that he was at the game too. Ryan has joined us. He says, don't blame you, Colin. Not liking McDonald's.
Thanks, Ryan.
You work there, Ryan. I was trying to defend you. You're trying to defend your... And they said chivalry was dead, my friend. Anyway, there we go. Chivalry, exactly. Josh has joined us as well. Josh, good evening. He said, evening, gents, from the chairman of the Callum Patterson fan club. Sign me up, good sir, because I am happy to be a member of that club. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Met him yesterday, Cole. And I tell you what, some funny things. So we were talking to him in the changing room, and we said to him, we see you, Callum, every week having a go at Mellish for the crosses and stuff. He goes, of course I do.
No, don't say it.
He says he's brain dead. Tongue in cheek. But yeah, nice to know he's geeing up the team anyway.
He's
geeing up the team.
But he's a footballer. What do you expect?
They get on really well. It was all banter, but yeah, it was quite funny. What's the thoughts of rumours of Craig being linked to Pompey?
Load of rubbish. Move on.
Poppycock. There we go.
Load of rubbish. Move on.
Can't see it, mate. Can't see. They can't afford us. They've got money, not anywhere near the same money as us these days. Good evening, guys, from Russ. Russ, thanks for joining. What a ref. What a bunch of dirty divers and 3 lovely points. Sounds like a bit of a chat show, sort of strapline, that, Russ. A ref, but a dirty bunch of
I'll say something about the ref now, right?
Go on.
I'll read that in a minute.
Go on, keep going.
I'm trying to read this here, but I don't want to read it because I see my name in the middle of it.
We've got Albie to come on. He's actually come on.
The ref we had on Saturday, it was his first game in the EFL. The ref we had on Saturday. It was all right, wasn't he? Decent, wasn't he?
He was.
Craig Hicks, who we had last night, is one of the most experienced referees in the EFL, and he was absolutely dire.
No, we'll go into it because I've got some thoughts on that as well, Cole. But I'll wait until Albie joins us in a moment. Granted, 100% they were trying to get him sent off. Couldn't agree more, Grant, to be honest. Josh said the same. He said they couldn't handle it when some dark arts got thrown back in their face. Could not agree more, Josh. They don't like it up them, as they used to say on Dad's Army. What about the throw-ins around the quarter of the way up the pitch? Yeah, and then some as well, Grant. Ash has joined us as well, and He's got a few comments, I'm sure, as well. But I'd say we've got here. Rovers did their best to get Patterson sent off.
Definitely. Yes. And while we're anybody that's watching the European football tonight, can you put the English scores up, please? Thank you very much.
Was opposed to in Chinese. Pretty sure the numbers stayed the same in any language, Gold, but don't worry. Evans equals anti-football, 100% dark arts. They weren't just trying to get Patterson sent off. They were doing everything possible. Craig, that is probably, in a nutshell, one of the best sentences to sum up last night.
Yeah.
And Mr. Evans.
But he's been renowned for it. I mean,
even Gilbs came out and talked about that on his interview yesterday as well. Even Arthur, Chocks away. Thanks for joining us as always.
Chocks away. Good evening, Wing Commander.
Yep, and this is the most likable Don's team. Okay. Yeah,
what me and Aiden, all the footballers.
Thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate it. And the footballers as well, right? There we go. A few more, and then we'll bring Albie on. But Rovers walked so far up the touchline, they just launched the ball into the penalty box.
Yeah. They were nearly in McDonald's there with that far up.
Yeah, I think they went half-time break, didn't they, to KFC as well. One of them was in Burger King, I heard. But there we go. Mr. Harries has joined us. He says Tony Khan has contacted Joel Sr. offering him an AEW contract after his theatrics in front of Evans. Wondered if we were in MK Theatre last night with the scenes and shouts from the gas. Yeah, John, it was. I mean, again, I saw it from the side, and it was the most ridiculous. I mean, again, he should have been sent off.
That's an Evans theme all over, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but he should have been sent off for trying to get him sent off. It was disgusting. It's one of the things that, even though he lost control of the game, the ref, and we'll talk about that, but
it was awful.
One of the few things he did get right was not sending Patterson off. Sheila says, good evening. Look forward to the comment on last night's game. Sheila, thank you. And we look forward to your comments as well.
I love
there we go. See? He's glad you're here. We all are, Sheila.
I'm glad you're here, Sheila.
Harry says, Chris Kavanagh, have you been forgiven? We found a worse ref.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ollie's watching. Ollie, adjudicate this. Do you think this is time for an Ollie Part 2 rant? Or do you think Kavanagh is still the worst ref that you
don't set up?
Please.
I'm sorry, I've got to take this out of my head. It's too hot.
Well, there you go. Sheila just said pink suits you, Cole.
There you go.
Pink suits you.
I know. Pink. I am a bit of a pink suits you. Yeah, it does. You're right.
Second best team.
Go on.
That got us promoted to the championship in 2015 is what Russ thinks. He said penalty defo, Pato, totally innocent. Yeah. Great comment. Again, Ash says, I think the League Two champions team and the promotion season of the championship sides are better, in my opinion. At the moment, I think this is top three. It's a tough one. It's a tough one, Ash, that's for sure.
Will you change your mind if we do win the league, get promoted, whatever? Will you change your mind?
Absolutely, right? Absolutely. Ryan says, I appreciate you sticking up for me, but McDonald's food is boring. I give up, Ryan. Go and work for Burger King, mate. If they make you
go work for Burger King.
We like Burger King.
We like Burger King.
We do. Craig Hicks. Yeah, exactly that. I'm not going to finish the rest, Josh, but I couldn't agree more on that comment. And we've also got here, Scott Hogan is much better than Patterson. Yeah, all right. Someone is clearly joking, of course, thank goodness. There's a story I can tell you about that last night as well, a bit later in the show. Bumped into him near the changing room, Carl.
No, we don't want to know.
You do. You do. Playing darts with John Mellish, and all the guys walking around going, hi, guys. And I went, hi, John. Just carried on, stared him down 1,000 yards, just walked off. Anyway. George says 1-0 Arsenal.
Thank you, George.
And my friend, in a nutshell, was our comments as concisely and as quickly as I could do them. Trying to get
thanks for joining, and we'll see you next Wednesday at 7:45.
Yeah, not at all. Anyway, without further ado, you've got me, you've got Colin, but we should bring a professional on who knows what they're doing when it comes to
good old Albie.
Here comes the hot stepper, Albie. Good evening, Albie.
Hey.
Thank you for joining me. How you doing, first and foremost?
I'm very well, mate. How are you?
After last night, mate, quite happy, to be honest. I can't lie. It was an eventful game, but
it only took you so quickly to read the comments because I wasn't commenting.
I know, right? That's the thing, mate. I was waiting, but I thought,
what's that say down there? Celebrity Don's fan.
Absolutely.
I know who I am, mate.
Yeah. He signs autographs outside the stadium a lot, Cole. Come on, you know this.
You're right.
Anyway, Albie, look, thank you for coming out of podcast retirement to join us tonight. I say really, really pleased to have you on. But I think, look, since the beginning of the season, obviously we haven't had a chance to chat to you on the show. I know you've had some comments and stuff, and again, we love having you on. What's been your thoughts? I mean, obviously last season, as dire as it was, what's your contrast and your thoughts to this season so far?
I'm actually really impressed. I understand why a lot of people think that we should be doing better than we are, but I do look at the table and I think that's exactly where we should be. And I think if we were all having the conversations in June, July, and towards the season, you said by the last week of the transfer window, this is exactly where you are. We'd have all snapped our hands off for it. Yeah, we've had a couple of dull games here and there, but I mean, by the end of the season, I think we'll be looking back on the league table where we've won, as many games as we have, and we'll look back and think we should have enjoyed it more. So I think people just need to get a little bit more excited about it and enjoy it while we're winning, to be honest.
Yeah, I could have put it better, mate. It's funny though. I mean, I'm not no names, but you talk to some people, and it don't matter what you do. If you win 5-1, they reckon you should have won 6-1. You can't win. You can't win. There you go. I agree with you though. I think people need to really embrace it and enjoy it.
Yeah, I think I do understand why certain people want a little bit more out of their football, but I don't think, especially in League Two, I don't think you can have everything. I think we could have had free flowing, beautiful football, and then like what we saw under Mike Williamson, we could be winning 5-0 against Walsall one week and losing 5-0 to Stockport the next, and just be having it a little bit inconsistent. And I think I'm quite enjoying coming out of the stadium last night, having won games like that, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, we wouldn't have done that last year, would we?
No chance. And I don't think we would have done it 2 years ago. And I think even, dare I say it, I know we're a league below, I think we struggled in them sort of games in the successful season under Manning as well. So for as not greatly entertaining as it is, I think I'm more than happy with what we've seen. And I genuinely think going into the final stages of the season that we're the best equipped team in the top 5 to go on a mega run and even chase down the title. Personally, famous last words.
It's all right. We won't replay this again if it fails miserably, Albie. Clearly, not at all.
I just recorded that bit.
Yeah, exactly right. No, not at all. But I mean, we will do our end of year review and we'll bring you on for that one, Albie, as well.
Yeah.
But I mean,
with pleasure.
Looking at the squad, and you've touched on it there, mate. I actually had this chat yesterday with a few people as well, because you look at that squad. Just with people in general, Cole, not just in Club Platinum, but people in general outside as well before it went in. But a lot of people were saying, and I agree, this time a year ago, you couldn't have imagined the types of names on our team sheet, and it is actually ridiculous.
No, yeah.
It is actually ridiculous to see that, particularly for League Two, particularly for some of the players that we've got in. So, I mean, for me, I don't know what your thoughts are, Albie, but, what's the pull? Is the pull the money? Is the pull Warney? What do you think is attracting that level of players? Do you think it was the Mendes Lang that started it off? What do you put it down to?
Just historical, brilliant football club, obviously. Look, I mean, obviously, look, money will play a big part. I don't think players are going to drop down a couple of divisions for the sake of playing Harrogate away on a Tuesday night, whatever it is. But I mean, look, you've got to entice them in some way. I mean, you could have all the money in the world, but if you haven't bought them a project or anything that they can get behind, then they're not going to do it. It starts with the manager, but the manager had to have something to get behind. Manager would have had a budget, know that he could play with that, and then players look and say, "Oh, the manager's got success. I want to join them." And then other players look at the players that are joining, and it's a domino effect of that. And it's why I really think that next season, should we get promoted, fingers crossed, that I don't think we'll be looking at survival. I think we'll be looking about pushing up the table again and just sort of picking up where we left off about 4 years ago, to be honest. But I think the reason why players are joined is because they can actually see the project that's in front of them. And I don't think even a lot of us know quite what that project is. But I think it starts with Paul Warne. It starts with getting out of here. And I think the project effectively gets into the wheels really get into motion if we're in League One. And I think a lot of people find that exciting. If you had said to Mendes Lang, come and join us for a year and get us out of League Two so that we can consolidate in League One next season, he wouldn't have come. No. You know what I mean? I think there's a long-term plan, and I'm interested to see what that is.
Yeah, no,
and we said to Warney, early on that Mendes Lang was probably the ground bait in the water to sort of attract people. And like you said, and like you said now, it's the domino effect. You know, they see people like Nelson joining. They see
what a player he is, by the way.
Oh,
Phenomenal.
unbelievable!
Phenomenal.
They see Wiles joining, and all the ones.
What a player he is, by the way.
Yeah.
Last night as well.
We could never dream about having players like this before.
No.
But like you said,
yeah.
you know, they're looking at MK Dons, I would imagine, and going, bloody hell, I've got to get in on that. You know, I want to be part of it, you know.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's effective. Look, we could have all the names under the sun if you wanted to. We could bring in this player or that player, but if their heart isn't in it, then I don't particularly want them. I mean, we've had players like that down the years who, you know, have come with great reputations and have never really delivered anything.
No.
The thing that I really like is that you can clearly see, and he's spoken about it a lot, Paul Warne, that the manager really does buy into good characters. And you can see that on the pitch. You've got Callum Patterson and Curtis Nelson having played in front of, you know, I don't even need to say the numbers, Sheffield Wednesday and Derby County supporters. And then with the greatest respect to us, playing in not the fullest of stadiums with not the greatest of atmospheres last night, but it didn't matter because they're scoring goals. They're clearing corners away and things like that, and enjoying it all as much, which just means to me that they've just got such an enjoyable atmosphere around the club that they're a part of, and
you can see they're enjoying it, can't you? Like Nelson,
for sure,
Patterson, and people like that. They're really embracing it.
I'm going to bring some comments up because thank you for tying this in so nicely, Albie. But we talk about how good those players are. There's one obviously I take issue with, but someone's put Hogan looked good when he came on last night to Sky. I would tell you, before I start, I saw him in the tunnel yesterday. He was playing darts with Mellis.
No, really?
Yeah. He's clocked me because he knows what I think of him. I've told him to his face. And they're all going, Albie, hi, everyone. And I went, all right, John. And just walked straight past. But, I mean, like, yesterday, if I was being super fair, and I'm going to try my hardest to take my personal views out of this, but did he play okay yesterday?
No.
To be fair, the bar is pretty low. And look, he had that shot when he went to go and he scuffed it over the line for a goal kick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what really
that can't have been easy.
It must take a lot of skill, to be fair, right? But what really grinds me, playing aside, end of every game, and he did it again last night, the players go over.
I noticed. Yeah, I noticed that.
Down the bloody tunnel.
Yeah, I noticed that. Well, he probably knows he's leaving tomorrow.
Well,
it probably doesn't help that he's got he's got the number one hater in English football targeting him. So, but no, like in fairness, I do get it. I mean, the things that I've heard, I mean, I've been not too complimentary on certain footballers in the past. One of which is now one of my favourite players. So I totally get it. If I was on this show this time last year, you wouldn't have heard a nice word about Liam Kelly out of my mouth, and now I won't stop waxing lyrical about him. So it's hilarious how it works.
When he came on, I thought we looked a lot better last night. Did you?
I thought so.
I thought Matete had a bad.
I felt sorry for him, Cole, because it's his first full debut, as in starting. So he
just looked shaky, didn't he? Just looked a bit rusty.
He did, and I think for me, and we said this yesterday as well when we were watching the game, was you need someone, a Ryan who I sit next to, just like you need someone who's that ball player who dictates and we didn't have that in the first half. I didn't think
not at all.
You know, and that just goes to prove when we say about Kelly's value, to your point, Albie, from last season to this season, when he's not in the team, the difference he's now making is incredible.
Yeah, and Sanders as well. Sanders flew under the radar last year, didn't he? But this year, bloody hell.
Yeah, he's been a slow burn, but again, a good one. And speaking of Kelly, I mean, I guess another question for you guys as well, but again, Harry raises it. Do you think Dan Crowley's happy to bide his time on the bench, given the fact, obviously, that the team that's doing so well, he's brought in reinforcements with Wiles and Matete. What do you think is going to happen for the Crowley situation ultimately?
Do you want to go first, Cole?
Well, I'm a fan of Dan Crowley, always have been, and I think when he's come on lately, I think he looks a lot better. And I think and scored, and I really don't want to get rid of him because we could, like you said about Kelly, you know, he wasn't your favourite player last year, but now he's one of the first names on your thing. I got a feeling that Crowley's been a bit of a slow burn, and I really think we do well to keep him. I really do.
I think the manager's given him opportunities, but
whether he's taking them or not.
Precisely, but also it's whether that's a route that he wants to go down, whether he wants to prove himself from the bench or whatnot. But I don't know anything about his personality. I think the interesting thing that I'll be keen to point out is that somebody said behind me yesterday at the game that if we really wanted rid of him, like the big high wage and whatever, we would have found a loanee suitor or something by now. Yeah. So I don't think it's a case of we're desperate to get him out. I think I think over the course of the month he's been trying to, whether it's get him in a shop window or prove a point that he can earn his place in the squad. But I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised to see him start 10 games in a row in the near future, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him gone tomorrow to anyone in the division, to be honest. So it's a real difficult way. It reminds me a lot of Dan Kemp. It really does. I think as soon as he leaves, he'll go and smash it somewhere else. I'm sure of it.
But you'd surely agree that there's probably a few more candidates within our ranks that are more likely to go, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, for sure. There's about 5 or 6 I'd name.
Maguire, Thompson.
Yeah, exactly. There's a good few I'd name before. He's not a problem. He's always one of those that I look towards the bench and think he can make an impact. And especially going into you think about Easter, it feels like a million miles away, but it really is only a matter of weeks away when you're playing Good Friday and Easter Monday. And the sort of imagine if you have to take Gilby out and put a Crowley on, just around the time when Mendes is coming back, and there's that many injuries, can't remember them, but all the players that we've got out when they start coming back, and you can still bring a Dan Crowley on, that's an armory like no other.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of injuries, again, to that point, you've got. It'd be. Can we talk about injuries, Cole? Can we?
Don't break my heart here, because I heard you say there's another one coming, and I've got I'm choking.
So, you know what that means, don't you, Cole? I'm gonna have to do it.
Run VT.
Do you know who it is? Potentially, it's not been confirmed yet, but Patterson damaged his knee yesterday, so it's being reviewed. So he could be out. How long for, to be determined. Hopefully, it's nothing too serious, but it was on the. It was announced earlier this afternoon.
I thought it was Connell Truman. I nearly had a heart attack.
The injury of the week. Sorry, Scott Hogan.
He did look like he was hobbling. After they walked around the pitch after the game yesterday, he did look like. But he does get himself about so much that you never know whether he's just. Being battered and bruised.
When he went down, he was and he was going. I thought he'd done his shoulder.
I thought he'd done his shoulder as well, Cole.
Yeah, and I thought, oh my God, here we go.
But so we'll see next few days, and I really hope it's just a knock and it's something that he can just shake off. But that was announced today, so
if he is out, remember where you heard it first.
Exactly right. We wish him well, and we hope it is nothing serious, because if it is, that is just going to be. Almost reminiscent, if you remember, of Mo Iser the season we nearly went up and got.
Oh no! Yeah,
it's one of those, isn't it? You can see. So, but the window's still open. So again, hopefully it isn't a serious thing and he's back. But if not, who knows what that could mean?
Anyway, go on, Albert.
No, I was just saying. Speaking of strikers, I thought Collins played really well yesterday in a different sort of role. Yeah. But I thought he was pretty damn good yesterday, personally.
Yeah, talking of players you really like. We've already, we've been waxing lyrical about Sanders all season, and then Nelson comes in and he's just another level.
For sure.
I just can't believe him. I was laughing every time they punt the ball down the thing. I thought I could see Nelson. I go Nelson, and it was the week when we played Accrington. And Accrington were doing the same. They were pumping balls down. He was going, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
After not playing for a year as well. Let's not forget.
Sorry?
After not playing for a year as well.
Yeah. What do you make of him, Albie?
I think he's brilliant. But I knew he was brilliant before he come in. I won't claim to be a disciple or anything. But he's one of those names down the years that you hear and you remember, and you remember watching a game on the telly and you can just remember his name being everywhere. He strikes me a lot. I have to hold my breath when I say this because it doesn't sit well with me, but just talking purely as the player, the same impact Russell Martin had when he came in that year under Tisdale. when he just looked a level above anybody else that he was up with.
Still live on air, or we've been cut
I
off?
took a sharp intake of breath, but I get his point. Don't worry, Alvin. No, do you know what?
Yeah.
As a player, he was a really good player, Russell Martin. To be fair to him.
Curtis has just looked. He's just looked brilliant. He had one little dodgy moment yesterday, but every player is going to have them. It's not something I'm going to concern myself over too much. But I think also he's making other players look better. I think since he's come in, Offord's look. I mean, I think I'm a big fan of Offord anyway, but he's just looked. I think he's making other players around him much better and much more confident. Yeah. Goalkeeper looks much more confident and things like that. Do you know what I mean? It's brilliant.
I mean, for that point as well, Albie, I was going to say to you, with Offord, and I had this conversation with Ryan yesterday at the game, but I just said I think he is one of the players in the squad who's been the most underrated in terms of performance and impact.
Yeah, he goes under the radar.
Really under the radar, yeah.
But do you know what I mean? It's like when he's on, like you say, it's almost that Warren O'Hara, Harry Darling situation. One makes the other one look so much better. And I do wonder if he wasn't in the team or injured, how that back line would look, because I think he just doesn't get the plaudits he deserves.
The strange thing is, he reminds me, not necessarily as a player in like how he plays or anything, but Joe Walsh he never had a song, he never had a chant, he never really, nobody ever came away from a game saying Joe Walsh was man of the match today. But you take Joe Walsh out of that team, and suddenly the players alongside him, even Fads and players like that never look quite as good. And he reminds me of that a little bit. He's never the one who's going to grab the headlines, but I mean, he bloody nearly did last night. But he's I think so well of him, and I do hope that he knows how appreciated he is, because he comes up in conversation a lot from the supporters. So good on him. He's really impressed me. I thought he did well last season, but I think even this season's kicked on and just looked ultra professional.
Even better.
So two things just came up. Callum Patterson for Scotland World Cup call-up. What do you think?
No idea.
I mean, depends who they've got.
Albie's our Scottish football correspondent.
He's too good for the team. He's too good for it. He doesn't. He could do with a summer off, get the next World Cup. Who cares about it? We'll do that then.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. Josh just read. He said you can see the culture seeping through on the pitch. Yeah, I agree with this. Gilby is captain, really ensuring all of them celebrate together. That is really
huge,
Josh, and it's huge. Yeah, really. Yeah. And Gilbs yesterday. I mean, again, the fighting spirit, but particularly again at Accrington when he went down with that nose injury, they were trying to take him off for 3 times and he wouldn't have it.
And I love that.
Yeah. Fantastic. Fantastic. But question, I guess, Albie, on that one for Gilbs, and again, just to go on to that, if we do, and I don't want to tempt it, hoping we do, but if we do go up, does he get in the team every week, do you think, in League One, or do you think that's where it starts to become a bit more of a headache for Warney if we're reinforcing in the summer?
I don't know. It's really hard to say, isn't it? Because you don't know what sort of players you're going to be linked with, or what, there could be players out there who are throwing their own names into the ring and saying, sign me if you want, and then it becomes difficult. I think obviously he's not one that you want to lose. I think you need that consistency especially with your captain, but I don't think he's deserved to lose his place, whether in League 2 or League 1 next season on the outright, but he's obviously going to recruit, so it depends on how the new recruits step up, to be honest. Yeah.
Can we just throw some of these questions out there that we've got that we announced?
Yeah, I mean we've thrown them out. We'll throw them out again.
We'll try and keep them sharp then. Right, I'll ask both of you. Did Rovers try and get Patterson sent off last night?
100%.
Yes. Was that part?
Said it after about 2 minutes.
And do you know what the point is proven, Cole, for me, is because he scored. Ironically, if that guy hadn't have gone down and the extra minute of injury time hadn't
that's so true.
But the funny thing about it was Evans was moaning about the additional time at the end.
Yeah. I know.
It was your player.
I don't know if you've seen the interview. I mean, Albie, you must see it as well. But I watched the Evans interview. I don't know what on earth he'd been sniffing or what game he'd been watching. But what a load of claptrap! But you saw from the outset what grinded my gears. And again, coming on to the ref in a minute, but how he did not get cards out for some of the incidents beginning of that game towards Pato, towards Collins, and a few others. It was incredible, the stuff that they
were. Right, okay, right, move on. Was it a penalty?
Albie?
Yeah, it was.
100%, wasn't it? I thought.
But The funny thing is, I only thought it was a penalty about an hour and a half ago when I watched the highlights back because during I mean, I must have sounded like an absolute moron to everybody around me, which isn't changing anything, of course. But I thought it was. So I was dead on the halfway line in the east stand, and I thought it was a free kick. But from looking at the replay, it looks like it is a little bit in the box. The only thing that I'll slightly give the referee on that is, and I hate that I'm saying this because I don't agree with it, but I'm wondering whether he thinks that Collins was trying to get into the box to force that foul, but whether it was or wasn't, it was a foul. So I don't really understand why it wasn't a penalty. And the lino as well, I don't understand why he's not getting involved.
Right. Okay, next question. Was Craig Hicks the worst referee you've ever seen?
Yes, I thought the guy was an absolute clown. To be fair, Cole,
he lost control, didn't he? He lost control.
Well, yeah, I mean, the decisions are crap anyway, and it's League Two, so what do you expect? We've all come to accept it, and we shouldn't, by the way, because there should be a standard of refereeing, and it should be held to account. But the bit that blew my mind, and again, Albion and you, Cole, when he picked the ball up, it was like, I just shouted out, this isn't bloody Parks football. It's like, well, I'm not happy with everyone's decision. I'm taking the ball and going home. It was like, what are you doing? And then a drop. I mean, what on earth is going on?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't get that bit. That was just insanity.
Yeah, and I've never heard. And Cole, the reason I say he's the worst ref I've ever seen is 2 sets of fans simultaneously singing.
Yeah,
you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, that takes some doing, doesn't it?
It does. He unified fans in his ineptitude as a referee.
Yeah,
and I'll tell you what for as well. The lino on the Club Red side.
He was singing it as well, was he?
It was one or two of the decisions.
So far behind.
Yeah, but it's like 2 of the decisions where they were running through on goal and Rovers were clearly offside and he hadn't even kept up the line. He was chasing after, trying to see what was going on.
Incredible. It was so poor that I think the gaffer came out. Thankfully, he came out and said in his post-match interview that if fans booed at half time, he would have probably understood that it was for the referee and not necessarily the players. Because I mean, that it was mind-blowingly inept.
I thought so. But again, whether Albie, do you think he's worse than Chris Kavanagh? Ollie, come on! I know you're watching. Tell us your thoughts.
Well, the Christopher Kavanagh game, I know the one that refers Brighton at home in the Championship was where that infamous clip come from, and I was as drunk as I think I ever have been in my life that I actually can't remember the game other than Carl Baker's penalty. So I'm not really the one to comment on that. We've had some shockers, absolute shockers down the years, but I think we'll look back at the end of this season and the years to come remembering this game for solely that reason, that the referee being just dreadful.
Oh, by the way, we've got a young lady on Saturday, Kirsty Dowie.
Oh, she's brilliant.
Really
we had her in the Bromley game, if you remember.
Yeah, again, really good ref. Really good ref.
Yeah,
really
not bad ref.
Do you know what? And this is probably going to sound a bit weird, but I've said, and again, I know we've seen, to be fair, I can't remember the one we saw before, the previous female ref who was atrocious with the decisions, because it was just before I said at that game, every time we've had a female ref, I actually feel the standard is raised.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We've only had one iffy performance from a lady referee.
Yeah, I can't remember who that was, Cole.
I'll tell you who was one of the best ones.
Go on.
Rebecca Welsh.
She was brilliant.
She was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
But no, do you know what?
Sadly, she's not left the game, but she's gone up in the, I
thought she'd retired.
No, well, she's not refereeing anymore, but she still works for the FA.
4th official, isn't she? I think, or what do you call it?
No, she still works for the FA.
She worked with PGMOL, maybe.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
But no, I do you know what? And I'm going to say this, and people can laugh if they want. I would personally change League 2, probably League 1 up to that level, and even further up, but definitely League 2 and League 1 to all female referees. I generally think the standard would be far more consistent, and you wouldn't have the players giving the back chat that they give the ref usually.
All that.
Yeah. Naked emu. There you go. But I've always said it. I thought if you have a female ref, maybe it's just me, but I just think the standard refereeing just goes up a notch. And the players
I couldn't bring myself to give him abuse though, and that's the most I look forward to football is just shouting at a bloke in the middle of the pitch.
The referee's very inconsistent.
You can't really do it when it's a lady ref, can you?
No.
Yeah, we all have manners. We all have good mothers who raised us with manners. So unfortunately, that'd be another nail in the coffin of modern football if we can't abuse referees anymore because they're good.
Yeah, and I think your decision was atrocious. Has the same ring to it. But anyway, we can. And again, that's just my view. Like I say, the amount of guys that we've had and some of the stuff last night being a point of case. We'll ask Jordan because Jordan's in the green room. We'll ask him in a bit from a Grimsby perspective. But League Two officiating. I mean, how they get away with it season in, season out without being held to book beggars belief for me.
Yeah.
Anyway, quick question, Cole. There, Craig's just said have kept up. Hepburn Murphy, 4th injury this season. What do you guys think about that? Do you think there's an issue there on a fitness front, or do you think it's just unfortunate circumstances?
I don't know. I can't comment. I don't really have an opinion until you just put that out there. I had not given it any thought whatsoever. But yeah, now you think about it, yeah, possibly. But
I think someone
think too good to lose him, really, isn't he? Really.
Yeah, but I also do worry that someone like Rush will be, if he is so injury plagued, that is such a key position that if you can strengthen well with a Mendes sort of player, we just if these injuries persist going into the off season, we're just going to have to try and we're not necessarily get rid of him, but we are going to have to try and upgrade on him because we can't. You can't be waiting, 6 weeks every few weeks really for him to come back.
Yeah. Evening, lads. Just finished recording with some bloke from Grimsby.
Cheers, Luke.
Luke.
Don't worry, Luke. You've saved yourself the whole excitement of watching yourself on this show a little later tonight.
Really?
We haven't done the Luke Payne player review yet.
Oh, so no, we haven't.
Watch himself. Hamid says those throw-in last night running about 20 steps forward.
Yeah.
Few foul throws in there as well. Not as bad as... Was it Oxford that kept walking?
Right, okay. Did you think there was anything suspicious about that guy doing the long throw?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It all seemed a bit one-handed to me. I don't know. I've never seen a long throw like that. That's unbelievable.
Well, it was a missile, wasn't it? But the first thing that I was thinking last night watching those throw-ins go in was actually the gaffer on this here show a couple of weeks ago talking. We spent a good 20 minutes talking about foul throws, didn't he?
Yeah.
He did.
And it's in fairness, it's opened my eyes to. But maybe I'll be missing them. But I mean, last night was just—I've never seen it like that before. Have a long throw all you want. That's not a problem, especially when you're heading in and around the penalty area. But I mean, going from one corner flag to effectively the dugout is just bizarre, and that happened at one point yesterday. It was crazy.
I will say one thing though: as much as they were missiles into the box, we dealt with it every single one.
That's because we're brilliant.
And modest as well, apparently. There we go.
Yeah, modest. Apparently.
Absolutely. I mean, again, like here, Alan. Again, thanks for the comment, Alan. He said, "I thought Gilby's comments on playing for Steve Evans were very telling." Yeah, they were because he just said it. He encourages that drama. I mean, if that's the style of football he wants, Alan, that's what Bristol want. It's effective to a point. I don't think it's going to do them any favours this season. They need to start playing some proper football if they want to get out of trouble.
Well, when they went 1-0 behind, they did start to play a little bit of football, and I thought,
second half, I thought so. Ollie's
just. It shows they've got some of it, and that number 10 that they bought on with the ponytail looked quite lively.
Yeah,
he did. Yeah. But Ollie says as well, Albie, that Kavanagh game, I don't remember much either.
I'll take your word for it. I couldn't tell that you might have been otherwise.
Is that dodgy video on the internet?
Yeah, the slightly inebriated Ollie. Yeah, slightly
Big Phil.
There you go. Luke says Barmer used to play for AFC. I still remember his throws from when he played them. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's a fair point, Luke. It's a fair point. But I mean, ultimately, again, we'll talk about the game a bit more in the Shrewsbury one. We'll do it back to front as we always do. But next up, we've got Grimsby on the weekend. So again, it's going to be a tough game, I think. But in order to talk about all things Mariners, all things Grimsby, and all things League Two, see what I did there, Cole.
Yeah, well, I like it. You're good at this.
You know what? Some would say that, wouldn't they? Hi, Jordan. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks for having me on again. You guys okay?
Yeah, well, not too bad after last night. I won't lie. Going up to second. Game in hand's the bit that's making me a little nervous at the moment because we could be back down to 7.
Long way to go yet, Jordan.
There absolutely is.
It is. Anyway, look, Jordan, first and foremost, since we last spoke to you, how have you been feeling for all things Grimsby? Do you think it's been where you expected
the last 5 games?
Well, there's a lot of positives to take from the last 5 games. I mean, got 5 wins, clean sheets as well, six clean sheets in a row. Is incredibly pleasing. 6 wins in a row if we're going all comps as well. And it's been a real good turnaround. Obviously, we spoke to you obviously before our game. It was not long after we'd beaten Manchester United, and obviously we had a good day at Stadium MK last time. And I was speaking to Luke. We've just finished recording the League 2 Lowdown, and I was mentioning about that game a little bit. But obviously, a lot's happened since then as well. We've not, it was about October, December time where we just struggled to buy a win, and I think it's all sort of starting to accumulate in this run because we weren't particularly playing badly in these games. I was constantly going on about we've pretty much lost all of those games because of individual errors, really. Other than the Bromley game away, but obviously they're a really good side. But I don't think we really covered ourselves in glory there. And I was always adamant to my mates that if we could just get that one win, I reckon we could go on a run, and we got that win. Not the greatest game in the world against Shrewsbury. Of course, they sacked Michael Appleton today, but since then, we've gone on this run, and we've gone from quickly fading out of this playoff conversation to quickly clawing back right in it as well. After last night's brilliant win at Colchester, we're very much looking upwards again, and we're pretty much we've not been quite at our fluent best, but we've been getting results. That's the main thing that we can take away from this, and the fact that we're back to having a fighting chance again. I think there probably is. I'd like to think that some clubs will be quite worried about us going forward at the minute, because it looks like we're getting
one of the things I want to ask you, Jordan, is I used to be a goalkeeper. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that before on here, but
no, go on, Cole.
Jackson Smith.
Yeah, unbelievable.
6 clean sheets out of 7 games.
Unbelievable. I think he's arguably single-handedly saved our season. I know that. I remember when you were going on about earlier in the season when I came on about Christy Pym, and I thought that he started.
I like Christy. He always has.
And I thought he started the season okay, and then the start of the bad run of form that we had was at Barrow. We were 2-0 up in that game, and we ended up drawing at 2-2. Both of them were complete goalie howlers, like unbelievably poor, that you probably wouldn't expect from a school kid, really. And then since then, we were pretty much warned by like Mansfield fans beforehand that he's at times if you get a good shot off outside the box, it's normally shots outside the box.
Right.
He gets nowhere near him, and that proved to be the case. Got sent off against Chesterfield as well during that form, and then it was apparently he's been out with an injury. I'd read into that what you will, and that's given the opportunity to Jackson Smith to come back. Emergency loan before Christmas. We managed to get him up to the end of the season, and
seems a bit planned to me.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but he's been night and day, and unless he picks up an injury, he will.
You've had Jackson Smith on your books before, haven't you? He came in as emergency loan before, didn't he?
Yeah, last season we had him for a month when both Jordan Wright and
was he as good then?
Probably not as he was now. I think he was okay. He played against you last season when he beat us 3-1 at Blundell Park, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he played against you in that game. He was playing in front of a defence that at times did concede goals for fun. Like I think he conceded 4 against Walsall and 3 against Doncaster. Well, this time we're obviously a lot more organised, but but it's not just him as well. It's helped our defenders big time as well. That having a not even he doesn't even need to be a good keeper, just someone that's half reliable. And the difference has been astonishing over this past month. Not just him, but some of the other players around him, especially the defence. And that's why we've had so many clean sheets as it is. And that defensive performance last night at Colchester in particular, out of this world. It's having a good goalkeeper in your hands is so important at any level.
I want to take you up the other end of the pitch for a minute, because one of the things I was surprised to see was about Danny Rose. So what's gone on there? Because I thought he was like quite an important player for Grimsby.
Yeah, he's obviously struggled a lot of this season. He's not played as many minutes. I think he's had a back problem for a lot of it, which has kept him out. Obviously, shipped onto Barrow. I was disappointed to see him go. I think he would have still had a part to play in our season as we look to hit the top 7. But obviously, the signing of Andy Cook has sort of pushed him back down the pecking order.
The old Bradford striker.
Yeah.
Has he been with you before, Andy Cook?
Yeah, he was about 12 years ago. We had him in the conference for a couple of years, and he scored a few goals there. But yeah, look, I think it was always a case with Rosie that I think the chances of him getting a contract at the end of the season with us was probably unlikely, especially when Jays Cavy's had the season that he's had. Jude Soonsup-Bell has been our starting striker for the past month, and yet to score a league goal, but I think he's getting there and has played relatively well in those games. And obviously with someone like Cook, we've still got Cameron Gardner on our books as well, which will be another option when he's back from injury, which is not far away. So it was just going to knock him down the pecking order, but I've got nothing but good things to say about Rosie.
Jordan, so just whilst you're on that, there's a comment that's come up from you from Harry. He said Green got sent off. Will he be suspended, and is he a big miss for you, just whilst we're on the conversation?
Yeah, he will be suspended. It was a second yellow yesterday. Pretty daft second yellow at Colchester, which was not ideal because we had to play like the last 40 minutes. Total backs against the wall, constant pressure from Colchester. It was hell on earth. And when that final whistle blew, it was the biggest relief in the world, but also a huge win. Look, I think Greeny's been a massive part of this team. You only had to see his goal the other day at Cheltenham, really. Absolute thundercracker right into the top corner. But he's very capable of that. And at times, he's made this team tick. But I think there's probably been at times, I don't think at times he has been at his best this season. I think during that run as well, I thought he was particularly not quite there. But look, he's an important player. He's now our permanent captain, I guess, as well, since Rosie's gone. But yeah, look, I see it as a chance. Yes, he'll be missing, but it's also a chance for another one of our players to come in as well. We've still got some good midfield options. I mean, George McEachran's not really been getting much of a look in with Gazzatori's form at the minute. My guess will probably be Jamie Walker. That will replace him for a more advanced midfielder role. I can't see us changing much in that regard. But yeah, I think in terms of his physicality, I think it'll probably be a big one because it is a relatively lightweight team at times, especially around the midfield area. I mean, certainly not defensively after what I saw yesterday, but yeah, it'll certainly be a miss because
well, Jordan, we've probably got more questions for you about players, and you've done a few signings, and obviously we'll probably mention Darragh Burns as well. I'm sure there's MK Dons fans will be interested to know how he's getting on. Now, you haven't conceded. You've won the last 5. You haven't conceded in 6. Are you nervous about Saturday? Do you think this is going to be a different test?
Well, I thought yesterday was going to be our hardest test for us. And it's easy to say because we've been on this run. I think we were probably quite fortunate not to concede. We had to clear the ball off the line like twice. There was a couple of penalty decisions that I think on another day might have gone Colchester's way. But yeah, I think I'm trying to recall from the games that we have played. I don't particularly remember Smith having to make that many saves. Really, I mean, the defense has been top notch. I mean, I've seen a different sort of way as we are. I mean, Harvey Rogers, there's been a lot of criticism for him at right back this season, other than the fact that he's probably not your natural right backer sort. I mean, he's been a centre back there pretty much all his career. I think it's only recently now when we're looking at this run and actually thinking, he might have a future there. Because you've only got to see his goal from yesterday. I mean, Sam Lavell's come into the team as well. Doug Tharm's injury and has been an absolute rock since he's come in. But yeah, look, it's easy going to be a threat, isn't it? I mean, you look at the squad that MK Dons have on paper and some of the players that are about. I mean, Jay Matete was the one that caught my eye straight away. Obviously, was at Town about 5 years ago. And
and he got dragged off at half time on last night.
Yeah, and that was when I thought, yeah, all right, you're just taking the mickey now. Really, you could see his quality in an absolute garbage team that he was in. I mean, with the attacking players that you've got and some of the levels that you've got, maybe compared to a team like us, it's certainly going to be a test. But I think it's certainly one in which we'll certainly go in. Hopefully, we can try and get something from, which I totally trust them, especially after these last few games.
Well, hopefully with the Raheem Sterling transfer going through, he might be ready for Saturday, Cole. I don't know. But that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That'd be nice. But no, I mean, moving into the game as well, Jordan, we'll come back to some of the players and stuff like that. But how do you see this one playing out, in terms of the overall game? How are you seeing Grimsby setting up for this?
I don't think we'll change much. We've pretty much stuck with the same team, same formation pretty much all season. We're a side that like to play with the sole striker, with the two wingers. That's where, Charles Vernon has enjoyed most of his success this season with the three midfielders as well, flat back four. Our fullbacks like to push them quite high. You probably see our fullbacks playing as another midfielder at times. I'd probably keep an eye out on Jaden Sweeney. He didn't play yesterday, but is just rested from the sounds of it. So I expect him to come back into the side on Saturday. Probably been our best player this season. You'd see him as another midfielder. We'll be someone that likes to try and attack it, with our wings. With our wing play. Charles Vernon. Another assist for him yesterday has been very much in and amongst the goals and goal involvements this season. And there'll probably be times in which we'll have to soak up pressure, but we know we've got some fast players that can deliver a ball. We've got some good technical players at this club, and we've got some. You even see our bench. I think is quite strong for the team we have. Jays KB has come off the bench and has scored some huge goals during this run. We've now got the luxury of bringing on Andy Cook as well, who obviously a big bully for defenders. I think it'd be interesting to see with Cookie. I don't think it'll be long before he's starting games. And you know what? I won't be half surprised if he gets the nod on Saturday, to be quite honest. Up front, my gut feeling will be soon as Bell will stay there. But yeah, that's pretty much. I think there's been a varying degree of success with that. Some people have not been convinced with it at times. I think maybe because of our strikers and some of their ability. Maybe two up front might be the key. Cook and KB are next to each other. We've seen glimpses of that, but it doesn't look like we're going to change anytime soon. And at the minute, why should we? With how we have been. So I can't see there much changes being made other than, like I said, maybe Greeny coming out of the squad really because of the suspension. But yeah, in terms of how we play, I don't think will be much different. If I'm going to be completely honest.
Albie, from a Don's perspective, do you see much changing from our side at all? How do you see us setting up for this game?
I think it'll be quite similar to how it was on Saturday. So we obviously had to. Well, we didn't have to, but I think with 2 games in the Saturday Tuesday factor, I think we had to make some sort of change. I think we'll revert pretty much how it was on Saturday. Maybe with I wouldn't be surprised to see the main starting with Gethin and things like that. I don't think you'll see Matete play. Patterson, if he's fit, fingers crossed. I don't want to get Jordan too excited, but there's a couple of whispers going around that he might be a bit in trouble. But yeah, I think the wisest thing that we could do is stick to the team that we that dispatched Shrewsbury on Saturday. Personally, although it depends. It's always been a tough place to go, Blundell Park, and I think sometimes if you stick with your same formula, there's doing quite a good, doing well at the moment would probably be the smartest thing. I don't want to see us messing around a bit too much because we're on good form as well. And until that form dissipates, you stick to it, really, don't you?
Yeah, that's fair. But Cole, what about for yourself?
I don't know. Jordan's not going to like what I'm going to say. but have you ever liked what I've said, Jordan?
The answer probably not. Nah, I'm messing, mate.
That makes all of us.
Yeah,
I know.
exactly right.
I know. I wouldn't be the first person I've run over in Grimsby. I don't know. I obviously respect the fact that you've won the last 5, and you can only beat what's in front of you. My only question mark would be, is the calibre of team you've played against.
Having said that, Cole, Cheltenham have been on a bit of an uprising, and we know how difficult it is to go to Colchester. I actually think that's I think they've been playing some pretty decent, pretty nifty opposition recently.
Well, you beat Shrewsbury 1-0. You drew with Oldham 0-0. You beat Barnet 1-0. The last time you played a top 6 team, you lost 2-0 at home, Notts County.
Then I played Cheltenham the other day. Have I made that up completely? Am I getting two teams mixed up?
They beat Cheltenham 7-1 earlier in the season.
I'm getting two different teams mixed up. Then that's great insight from Albie here.
I try and look at it constructively, and I look at the teams that played against our opposition, and then I try and calculate what the strength of that opposition is, and if you got a result in there where you'd beaten, I don't know, Crewe 3-0, or you'd beaten Chesterfield, or you'd beaten Salford, I don't know.
Cole, don't forget.
I will see where I'm going, Jordan.
Yeah, but I will be fair to Jordan here. They actually beat Man United as well. Let's not forget that.
Well, yeah,
just to throw it out there. I mean, I know that they weren't the team they are now, but they still beat them. And yes, we did too before you say anything.
We beat them 4-0. We didn't need extra time and we didn't need penalties. But anyway.
Do you know what? Look, not to sort of just trying to balance this out, but to Jordan's.
Most of them Man United players are running around in nappies, mate.
Yeah, well, look, do you know what? Again, I'm going to use one of those cliches. You can only beat what's in front of you, Cole.
I've already said that. I've already said that.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering, and like I said at the start, I feel that we're going to be... I think you're looking at us as we're looking at you as a big test of where you are.
Yeah. Can I just come back to the point you've made about the teams we've played? I'll just quickly run through it.
Get rid of him, Aiden.
Shrewsbury, granted, they're a poor side, but I mean, you want the prettiest performance in the world, but we've managed to get the win there. Fleetwood, at the time, they was on a really good run at home. And they hadn't lost in like 2 or 3 months at home. Went there and beat them 1-0 away. Barnet are probably the best side we've played this season.
Really?
By quite a distance. Yeah. I believe that even in that game when they went 1-0 down, or a man down early on, I should say, the red card was very farcical. They still tried to attack us, and we just managed to kill them with a bit of instinct. Cheltenham had picked up, probably did deserve more from that game. I think if they had a little bit more of a clinical edge to them, they probably could have taken something from that. But we've just managed to find something. We didn't really have to do a great deal to win that game either. But yesterday, the Colchester one, they hadn't lost at home in 3 months. And I
was going to say, that's your biggest achievement of late, isn't it?
Yeah, that Colchester win last night in the league.
Especially with 10 men.
Yeah, absolutely. It was all backs against the wall, and it was heroic, some of the defending. And to be fair, I'm looking at the top 7 now, and we've had various degrees of success against most of them, really. Yeah, Bromley we've lost. We've obviously beaten you lot. Cambridge we drew in the season. Salford we beat at their place. Notts County, all right, we've lost to them. We've beaten Walsall. We've drawn with Swindon.
You beat Walsall.
Yeah, we beat Walsall 2-0.
Yeah, but Walsall are like Christmas decorations, aren't they?
Yeah,
they always come down in December, don't they?
Well, yeah, they're coming down a little bit earlier this year than what I expected them to, actually. But yeah, I mean, look, that was back in August.
Yeah.
I think we've had various degrees of success, and generally speaking, for a lot of the games that we have played, I keep saying it, I don't think we've played bad in any of them, really, other than the odd few. I think we've been the better team in quite a lot of those games.
Well, there's a good question for you on the screen, Jordan.
Alan said, Jordan, do you think Grimsby will react when they do concede next? Sometimes after a long run of clean sheets, it can be a real shock to the system. So are you worried about that, or do you think you've got that resilience to bounce back?
Well, yeah, it is what it is, isn't it? I think it'll probably, if anything, I'd probably laugh a little bit that it's probably taken us this long, because this is completely alien to me. And I think I was speaking to Luke before we started recording. I think the last time we'd kept 6 clean sheets in a row, we've only done it once in a history prior to this, was in the 1950s. So, the run's going to end sooner rather than later. It is what it is, but it's not. I'm not really bothered about how many we concede. I'm just more about the results.
No,
really.
and I'm. Do you know what? Talking of results,
it's how you bloody win, isn't it? It don't matter a shit.
No, exactly.
You like we won 1-0 against Bristol Rovers. We've got a bit of a slag in for it. Only beat Bristol Rovers. At the end of the day, I've forgotten about that. We got the 3 points.
Jordan, you talk of results, and I want to take you back to that win against us at home.
Right, I'm going.
Yeah, exactly right. No, and Cole, there's a question at the end of this, right? Anyway,
I'm going for a wee.
Indeed, right. So the team that we had out then for that game was McGivery, Ekpateta, Sanders, Wilson, Mellish, who got sent off, obviously, Gilby, Offord, Kelly, Patterson, Hepburn, Murphy, and Scott Hogan.
Our second team.
My question to you is: Scott Hogan for £5, yes or no?
No, we've got enough strikers.
There you go. You can't even give him away.
I'll be back in a minute.
Go for it, yeah.
I wouldn't take him for free, let alone for a £5.
No, I mean to be fair, Albie, when you listen to that lineup,
hearing what Luke's been saying about him.
Well, exactly right. But when you look at that lineup, what do you think against? Most of that squad's going to be playing, not all of it, but most of that squad's going to be playing on Saturday. Are you worried that there's going to be some sort of stigma there from the game previous? I know the setup was 4-4-2, with a slightly different formation, but do you think that there needs to be a few changes? I know we've touched on it, but would you change any of that?
No.
Well, yeah, I think there's been reinforcements, haven't there? We've got Curtis Nelson, and who's just head and shoulders above anything that we've seen defensively in even the league, let alone our team. So that's one up then. I think Big Marv has been okay this season. He's had no complaints from me, but you can see when Nelson comes in, he's head and shoulders above even Big Marv. So going away to a place like Grimsby, Blundell Park in January, we never seem to get Grimsby away in the summertime. So that's the sort of players that you want. Having Mendes missing and Rush missing is obviously a bit of a known disappointment, but got Aaron Collins in, spent big money on him. He's proven at a higher level. He's proven at this level. He had a good game the other night. He's just starting to find his feet. So I think for every disappointment that we have in players that we're missing, we've got enough quality that has come in. And I think I think that was Mellish's debut, wasn't it, when he got sent off?
Yeah.
Since then, he's found his feet really well, and he's looking like a really solid option at left wing back for us. And who knows, by that point we might have another signing or two. But I'm not worried at all about our personnel. Obviously, we won't be seeing Hogan up front unless, again, touch wood, Patterson's injured. But and of course, because you just never want to see him ever again, ever.
You can come back anytime,
But yeah, I'm not. To answer your question, no, I'm not worried about what we can put out. I think we've got enough to get a result. To get a result at Blundell Park on Saturday for sure.
No, good stuff. And George, just circling back and talking about players as well and personnel. Obviously, Dara Burns played for us just over 2 seasons, 22 to 24. 24 times in total, he scored 5 goals for us. Then we loaned him to Shamrock Rovers, where he played, I think it was 42 games, scoring 5 there as well. So last January window, he was due to return to Milton Keynes, obviously turning down a permanent deal at Shamrock, but then you've come in and signed him. So how has that gone? I mean, a lot of fans will be interested to see how he's played out for you since joining.
Yeah, look, I personally quite like Dara. Someone that works his socks off, and it's got a little bit about him. He's good with his feet, and of course, has got a cracking cross on him with a couple of assists that he has got this season. I think probably the only thing it's not really much of a gripe, but probably something I'd want to see a little bit more of is probably just him getting involved a little bit more. I think it's probably easier said than done, though, at times. I do look at the other winger in Charles Burnham and what he's done this season.
He's a good player, Burnham.
I'm not expecting him to be anything quite like him, because when he's fit, as Chaz has been all season, thankfully, and hopefully long may that continues, he's one of the best wingers in this league.
You haven't really had an injury crisis, have you?
Not particularly. There's been a couple niggles here and there, but nothing that we've gone, oh my God, we're absolutely low on numbers this season. That was the case last season, and I think that was the reason why we didn't quite make the playoffs.
Well, you'll know, talking to Luke, that we've lost some key players at very difficult times.
Yeah, I've heard all sorts about your injury crisis and all that sort of stuff, and the players that you've had out for a lot of this season at times. But yeah, just But yeah, I think just coming back to Dara, I personally quite like him, but he's obviously got competition now as we've got some wingers at the club already, and even we've even got a couple of players that even at times are struggling to make the squad because of our squad and how much David Artell maybe trusts other personnel, really. But he's been involved for most of the season, and probably just if he can get maybe try and get involved with a few more goals, maybe would probably be the other thing I say. But I quite like him. I think he's a very tidy player, and I think he's done all right now.
I think that's such a great asset to have in League Two is when you're able to have a squad and look, especially around this part of the season when you're looking at good players that can't even make the squad.
Yeah.
If you're in a position like that where you feel on any other day, X player could be in and he can't even make the bench, and that's a real sign of strength. I've got a quick question, if you don't mind, Aid. To Jordan. Are you surprised where you are in the table? Because I mean, I don't profess to know much about Grimsby, but they were my number one pick this season. I thought you'd win the league. I really did. I thought the recruitment that you had in the summer, the manager, and even the way that you played at our place in the back end of last season, I just thought that you looked like you were going places, a real fit and an organised team. Are you disappointed that you're not quite at the higher part of the table, or do you still think there's more to come?
I think for where we are at the minute, obviously the run that we've been on where we didn't win for like 9 or 10 games has killed us because we did start the season relatively strong, and we were blowing teams away at one point as well. But I've always been adamant, like I said, that the performances have been there, and it just needs that something just to boost us again. And like I said, I'm not surprised we're going on a run now, and look, even depends what happens at the weekend. We're going into these. The amount of times that Dave Artell has constantly gone us, but we've not been bad there. We probably have deserved more from these games. I do think we have been in a false position, but look, it's individual errors for most of those games in that run have absolutely killed us. And there's no other way to put it because I've not had much of a gripe in this. But yeah, probably speaking, yeah, you're probably right. I'm not saying top of the league or anything like that. I think the one thing I said at the start of the season was to improve on what we did last year. We finished 9th last season, missed out on the playoffs on the final day. All I really wanted was a little bit of improvement, and by a little bit of improvement, the next place we could have really gone is making the playoffs.
Yeah,
because of how close we were last year of doing it on a.
Is that where you think you're going to finish this season, or are you aiming, or would you think there's a capability of getting higher?
I'm looking at some of the teams at the minute. I mean, you could say all you like about Walsall, but even Swindon are having a little bit of a wobble at the minute. And I'm looking at these teams. I mean, look, who knows? I think if we win on Saturday, I think there's maybe potential to dream that. But I honestly do think playoffs is realistic, massively.
Well, at the moment,
I'd hate going there in the playoffs. That would be my worst nightmare, I think.
Yeah. I was saying it yesterday as well. I truly believe we can do it. I think these recent results have really firmed that in my mind. This is a team that's fighting for the cause, and have really cared about not winning in so long. Now we've sort of started to take our anger out a little bit. I feel like we're getting there. We've got a little bit more personnel in to help us. We've addressed the positions in which we desperately needed to address this month, other than a centre-back short, but we are linked with one. Yeah. But again, that will just be for cover, really, because of Doug Tharm's recent injury. But there's no reason why we can't make the top 7 this season, I think, compared to other teams. And honestly, Saturday won't decide anything, really. It's obviously the games that we've got left. But considering the teams we've played, there's not many that have blown me away this year, which has made me more confident.
And you think Barnet are about the best team you've played?
Easily. Easily, the way they move the ball, the way they pass.
Barnet have disappointed me this season. I thought they would be higher, better.
Yeah,
I mean, we struggled against them, didn't we? Was it their place?
Yeah.
We struggled with them, and I'm hoping we're better this season.
Yeah, look, we lost
at home, rather.
Yeah, we lost to them 3-0 away at their place. We're really poor on the day, but I really liked what they were doing. And again, it was sort of similar when we beat them 1-0 the other week. They were still attacking, getting bodies forward. Ryan Glover's a hell of a player for them as well, and it caused us no end of problems in both those games. I think just the way they play, I do feel like they're in a little bit of a false position at times. But I think results-wise, it probably disappointed me the most because performances, from what I've seen of them over the 2 games we've played, they've just been
right. Let's cut to the chase then, Ryan. Let's have a prediction. What do you think is going to happen, and give us a score? Of course, you haven't to think about it.
It's a big thing to call, Cole. It's a big thing to call.
He's. What do you reckon, Ryan? Can you hear
Ryan?
Ryan? Who?
Oh, Jordan. I beg your pardon.
Oh, sorry.
Jordan. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, I got confused. I was wondering.
Sorry, Jordan.
You and me both, Jordan.
Ryan, if you're watching, please put your comment in the corner as well, so Colin knows what you're going to be.
Who's Ryan? Right. Okay. Right. Yeah. Jordan. What do you reckon? What's going to happen?
Speaking as Ryan.
Speaking as Ryan. Go on then.
I think. Look, I think we knew we were coming into this week as a really tough run of fixtures with obviously MK Dons on Saturday and Colchester this week. Won at Colchester yesterday, fantastic. If we can get something out of MK Dons, that would be fantastic. I mean, I would have loved 4 points at the start of the week. And if we can get that, I'd be over the moon with that. Even if we lose the game, it is what it is. We've got some pretty interesting games coming up after that. But I truly believe with where we are, I think we can go and get something from it with the form that we're on at the minute. I did suggest to Luke yesterday, there's maybe a hint of maybe tired legs from Tuesday. But actually, when I think about it now, there's still a lot of rotation in that squad. So I'm thinking maybe not. I mean, we've had a lot to travel, but we normally do because we're where we are on the map anyway. Look, there'll be a good crowd on Saturday there. They'll be right behind us. And there's good reason to be excited at the minute because we're playing some good stuff. We're winning matches. What I think from the game, I think we'll concede. I'll be astonished if we don't concede, if I'm going to be quite honest. But I honestly think we can take something as well, which is why I'm sitting on the fence for 1-1. That was the prediction that I gave to Luke for the League 2 lowdown recording that I just recorded. So you get that.
What's that breaking news in the
breaking
corner?
news, Colin? I need to share it. Sorry for this, Jordan, but Ryan has given his score. So it's 3-3 from Ryan.
Fun game. I'm not sure how much my heart rate could take after what I watched yesterday with that.
Well, at least Ryan's watching.
Certainly so.
Yeah.
What do you reckon, Aidan?
See, for me, you look at the form table. Grimsby is second in that form table at the moment. So you've got Cambridge and Grimsby. So they're nobody's fault. I know your thoughts about the teams that they've played and obviously you're going to beat what's in front of you. Equally, I'll flip it the other way. The teams that they've played, that we've played, and how we've done against them as well, because we haven't really covered ourselves in glory against some of those teams. So you can yin and yang it either way, Cole. But I think this is going to be one of the toughest tests this side of the calendar year. It's a horrible place to go, as Albie said, and I don't mean that in terms of visiting. I just mean in terms of playing.
Oh no, I think you're right.
Charming, right? I think the Grimsby crowd are going to be right up for this. I think it's going to be really difficult.
When are you going to change your name to Cleethorpes? No, carry on.
Ignore him, Jordan. Ignore him. But do you know what? I think it could hinge on who scores first. I think potentially whoever scores first could potentially take the game. I think it will be that tight, and I think it could be a 1-0 either way. I'm going to say Don's 1-0, and it's going to be a bloody hard-fought 1-0.
Okay. Right. Me, when I looked at this game weeks ago, I thought to myself, beat Accrington, beat Shrewsbury, beat Bristol Rovers, draw at Grimsby, I'll be happy. So I'm staying with that draw. I don't know. I've got a feeling that you've won 5 on the bounce. We've hit a bit of a run of form. This could be the biggest anticlimax of the season, and play out a dull bloody 0-0 or something. But I don't know. I don't think there's many goals in it. 2 good keepers, obviously. Your man's hasn't conceded. I think he will on Saturday. But I'm going 1-1.
So you think unstoppable force against the immovable object?
Well, yeah, basically, that's the way I look at it. I don't think either team's going to want to lose, and they're going to set up almost to make sure they don't lose. I've got a feeling that there's too much at stake for both teams here, I think, and I think it'll end up 1-1. Albie, what do you reckon?
I think the same. I think a 1-1, but I don't think by saying that as being I don't think it's taken any shine off either of the teams. To be honest, I think if we came off the pitch with a 1-1 draw away at Grimsby, I think we'd be generally happy, as you said. When you look back at the results that we had, and I also think if they're gonna lose in inverted commas their winning run by obviously just if they don't lose the game but get a draw against us, I think they'll probably welcome that if they're playing a tough team like us and come out of it unscathed and not lose against MK Dons in the season, get 4 points, they'll be probably happy as well. I think I wouldn't be surprised if it's actually an entertaining 0-0, to be honest. I don't see a lot of goals in it. I think set pieces from us could be key in terms of whether one of the big lads can get on a corner or something like that. But yeah, I mean, would I take a point now? Absolutely. I don't think that's a negative thing to say because I think it's a really tough place to go. I do think it'll be probably 1-1 though.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think both teams are not going to be scared to lose it or anything like that. But it certainly is, I think, a great indicator for Grimsby and a great indicator for us of basically where we are. You know, at what level do we think we are? I mean, if Grimsby beat MK Dons, they're going to probably have aspirations to go automatic. If we lose, we're probably going to question where we are and are we really good enough to go up as of right? And, you know, there's a lot of questions to be answered here. And, you know.
Do you know what, Cole? For me, the reason I go for a 1-0, and again, I did say it'd be a bloody hard fought one. I just think Nelson's the difference for me in the back line. The last few games he's been in, I just can't see anyone getting past him. And I think we've got enough up front with Collins, and if Patterson's fit, to nick it. That's the only reason. But I'm just, like I say, it will not be an easy game, and it'll probably be one of the toughest tests we'll face this season.
I think Nelson and if Andy Cook starts, I think that's going to be a hell of a battle. Hell of a battle. So the whole game could hinge on it. Whoever gets the better of the other one. So, have we got anything else to add? Or should I say to Jordan, we'll see you in League One next season?
I hope we see each other in League One next season. I'm sure Jordan does as well.
It would be nice to see League One football. I've not seen in my lifetime.
Question for you or Ryan, whoever wants to answer it. Who do you reckon is going to win the league?
I'm going to stick with Bromley.
You'll stick with Bromley. Bromley are a bit of a surprise package this year, aren't they? Massively. Yeah. They've just got the formula to win games of football, and the job that Andy Woodman's done there, fantastic.
Oh, he deserves freedom of the city for that, Jordan.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Done a terrific job there. I think they'll hold on. I really do.
I hope they do for the sake of seeing a team like that go up would be great for them, and financially it would be great for them as well.
What's your opinion on Bromley, Albie?
I tell you what, the first thing that I thought of as I walked out of the ground yesterday, when you blow your cheeks out and you say, bloody hell, we not got away with one there, but we really had to work hard for that one. Was if Bromley against Bristol Rovers was on the telly, I'm watching that. What a horrible game that would be to watch. That'd be one to watch. Bromley were Bromley were an absolute nightmare to play against earlier in the season. But I can just judging on that one game, I can see why they're top because what they do effectively. Yeah. And in a weird way, dark arts or not, and I think it'd be quite entertaining to see them get promoted because they deserve it.
Do you think at any stage that people might suss Bromley out?
I don't know. A few people are saying that, and like their order of fixtures and things like that. But I think if you're a good team, you've played everybody once already, and I think if you're top at this point, or even in the top 5 or wherever it is, I think you deserve to be there. And I think, I think it'll be a tough second half of the season for them. But I think at this point, if you asked any of their supporters, would you take first, second, or third? They'd take any one of them to get out of the league. I think you'll see them there come the end of the season. No doubt about it, in my opinion. I think our game in April is going to be huge, like with a run in towards the end of the season at our gaff, and that'll be an interesting one to watch.
Yeah, agree. Is that it then? So, you got the sleep, Aidan? You got the sleep, Aidan?
No, I've just waiting to see if Ryan came back to you. That was all.
Well, I've been waiting for him all night, mate.
He haven't come back to you yet. No, I mean, again, like as Albie said with the Bromley game, I think for me that could be like the Rotherham game of the almost season that we nearly won up and we won it 2-1. I think it could be that important. It could be that, or conversely, equally as important when we lost 1-0 to Oxford and we just missed out on that promotion that season. So that's the sort of game that if you win that and win it well, suddenly that's a statement of intent right at the right time.
I remember that night. We did everything but score that night, didn't we?
Crazy night. But no, like you guys say, I still think they'll win the league title. Even though they sold a player, it still hinges on the end of this window. If they end up selling a mass exodus of players, that will change things potentially. But I can't see it. The benefits of going up and the financial reward that brings, I think they'll hold on to most of that team.
It's funny how people's opinions change, because when we walked out of Bromley, quite early in the season, people were going, "Can't believe we got beaten by bloody Bromley."
Yeah, I was one of them.
Yeah.
Same. But I will say, and again to Adam, who put the comment up earlier, we're talking about female refs, and what I said, she was the last ref we had a dodgy game. If you remember, we weren't impressed with her at all.
Kirsty Dowie.
Yeah. I mean,
if you remember, she could have booked Aaron the main about 3 times, couldn't she?
She could have done.
Kept getting her out of it.
That's the sign of a good team, right? Because you look at the team we had then. I mean, obviously we've reinforced since, but it was a good team we had. They went 1-0 down and they still dug it out. They kept to a game plan and they won it. But I'll go back to the point. If you're going to sit there and go to former AFC player, guess what? They're probably going to score. Don't do it.
Yeah. Don't go to AFC players.
Yeah, exactly. Especially at Bromley, who are like kind of sympathetic to their cause in a little way.
Tonight's message comes to you from Aidan Gray.
Exactly. Right.
Right.
Don't drink and drive.
Ryan,
don't go to AFC.
Ryan, where's Ryan? I haven't seen him all night.
Ryan's here. He's replied on breaking news. Ryan has said, there we go, 98% of our games this year we have scored in Cole. Remember that.
Right, okay. Right, Jordan, thanks very much.
No worries. Thanks for
we wish you all the very best. You never know, we might see you.
Best of luck for the rest of the season.
We might see you later on this season. You never know. Well, we might have you back if it's playoff
special. Yeah,
I'll do Wembley again.
or we'll see you at Wembley. What do you reckon of that?
No.
Oh my God.
No. I mean, in the nicest way, that would just shred my nerves.
Even I'm going, oh God, for that.
Yeah, exactly right.
Mate, I would hate. Playoffs are not our forte, I'm afraid.
I mean, we've been okay at them, albeit they've been at National League level. And we've had a few heartbreaks in there as well over the term. So I know our fair share of playoff pain, as well as we've had some playoff enjoyment as well, but obviously not in League Two. So it would be quite nice either way, actually. But although it'd be nice if we go and win it, that's the thing.
Right, all the best then, George.
Best of luck for the rest of the season.
Like I say, you never know. We might see you later on in the season. But thanks for joining us, and good luck to Grimsby for the rest of the season.
No worries. All the best to you guys as well. Thank you very much.
You take care.
Take care, mate.
See you later, George. Bye.
Tell you what, that Ryan's a lovely guy.
He's a lovely guy, Ryan.
What a bloke.
No, George's a great guy. Thanks for it.
I don't know what made me keep saying Ryan. I was thinking of Ryan, who does Team Talk. Perhaps, I don't know.
Wow. He was talking about things being a pain. So I think it's quite a good time to say, let's stop talking about pain at Grimsby and bring on Luke Payne.
What a segue.
I know, right, thank you for that, Albert.
Amazing. I love that.
Amazing, right? That's what we get paid the small bucks for. Was it 50p a bag of Quavers, Cole, wasn't it? Something like that. But yeah, let's do Payne's player review. Payne's was it? I've lost it now. He's bigging up with the segue. It's gone. But we'll
roll VT.
That's it. Roll VT.
That's the one, Albie. Yeah.
There we go. Cheers, Albie, and give Colin his comfort break. There we go.
I've already had one.
We have got 2 home games, the first of which was the 5-1 win over Shrewsbury, and the second one was the 1-0 win over Bristol Rovers. So let's kick things off with the Shrewsbury game. Got to be honest, this was a really, really comfortable game for us. It was kind of a case of you can only play what you're facing, and Shrewsbury really didn't offer much. But, we still had to go and take advantage, which we did very well. I thought we were very effective going forward. Well, obviously, we got 5 goals, and probably could have got even more. First half hat-trick for Callum Patterson, absolutely outstanding. But yeah, I think it turned out to be pretty much a routine win for us. There's not too much more you can say other than just it was a really good performance from us. And not so much from Shrewsbury. I think their goalkeeper probably could have done better with maybe probably 3 of the goals, thinking about it, the first, the fourth, and the fifth. And I think it says a lot that he got dropped for their Tuesday game a couple of days later. Moving on to the Bristol Rovers game. This was a very different test. It was a very Steve Evans game, is the only way I can put it. It was very scrappy, stop-start, lots of gamesmanship, probably the most we've seen from anyone this season. Even just the pure frustration of throw-ins being taken from 10 yards further forward than where they were actually supposed to be from, which isn't helpful when you've got someone like Kofi Barmer spinning his long throw in from all sorts of angles. It was a nightmare to deal with, but we defended resiliently and we stood firm. To be fair, we conceded a couple of chances that they probably should have done better with. But for the most part, I thought we did quite well defending our box. And then going forward, obviously had a couple of chances. It looked like it might be one of those days. Obviously, Offord hitting the bar, Mellish hitting the post. It just wasn't quite falling the right way for us. And then obviously we managed to break through for courtesy of Collins and Patterson at that fast break. Very, very effective. Good ball forward from McGillivray as well. Of course, I think that this whole game is going to be clouded by the whole Patterson situation. The elbow, which, I mean, it was an elbow, I can't deny. That was not ideal. But I suppose there is a chance that he'll get a retrospective ban for it. I suppose it comes down to whether it's judged to have been intentional or not. But that we'll have to wait and see on that one. But still, I think that was the sort of game you look back on if you go up and it's just one of those, you go, you know what, we really fought hard in that game, and that's the sort of game that I think in previous seasons we probably would have lost quite easily, to be fair. So it's nice to know that we weren't intimidated by that sort of fixture. And although the style of play for us wasn't great, it wasn't our greatest performance, we found a way to win, and that's what good teams do. So that's another 6 points on the board. Of course, most of our promotion rivals slipped up on Tuesday as well, which puts us up to second and 6 points behind Bromley at the top. And our next game is against Grimsby, which should be quite a tough test. I think it's 5 or 6 games in a row now they've not conceded a goal. They're really starting to hit form again, starting to look a bit more like the team they were at the beginning of the season. I'd like to think we'll give them a better game than we did last time. I don't think we'll be playing 4-4-2 again, that's for sure. They will be without Kieran Green because he got red carded in their Tuesday game, so that will be a big miss for them. But I would fancy us to at least try and take a point from this game at a minimum. But if we can get all 3, then even better. But it should be a very interesting game. Come on, you do.
Right, who sneezed?
You did, Cole, because I thought it was the rustling of a bag. I thought you would have had a jam donut and it got up your nose.
Somebody sneezed. I don't know.
I can absolutely confirm I sneezed.
Fine, Albie. You should watch some of these shows back when we do the end of the show, and right at the very end before we go off, you see Colin humming the tune.
Dude.
Bless him.
Right.
Thank you, Luke. I know you're watching again. As always, great content. Colin, you didn't actually have to ask about the makeup this time because as a paid professional, Luke doesn't need makeup. He just does it for the thrill.
I thought he got made up, with like guy liner and bit of blusher ready for the show.
You just honestly, Luke, I'm sorry. We appreciate you, Luke.
I wear a bit of makeup, can't you tell?
No, I can't, Cole. Funny enough. See,
Albie's looking. Albie's going, is he?
Albie's like that. No, Albie and I use the same hair shampoo. Wash and go, and it went.
And don't we look devilish?
Thank you. Right. Exactly. Right. Two of right said Fred are right here for you.
Scared the shit out of me when he came on.
Anyway, look, we didn't talk about Shrewsbury, so. Albert, what was your take? I mean, again, it was a hell of a game, I thought. But what was your take on the game?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, go for it.
Unless you want to call you Ryan.
This segment is brought to you by Ryan. I thought it was brilliant. I think the only disappointing thing is obviously we didn't keep a clean sheet. But I mean, when it comes, if you're going to concede a goal, concede one like that, right? But yeah, I thought everybody acquitted themselves brilliantly. I must say, for the first time in forever, I've predicted us to easily win a game. I'm talking by 4 or 5 goals, and as soon as the second, as soon as Pato took his penalty, I knew it was going to be a rollover. I just thought it'll be how many. I'm glad we didn't take the foot off the gas as well, because I think even though our goal difference was brilliant, I think every goal counts. That's why the clean sheet would have been great as well. But yeah, I thought we were brilliant to a man. They were pretty good. And yeah, not really much more to add to that. I mean, if we're sitting here and I've not really got much more to add over a 5-1 win, then I mean, how many teams in the league will be begging for that sort of luxury?
Yeah, exactly. Again, speaking to Pato yesterday, I said to him, for me, the third goal he scored.
Speaking to Pato yesterday,
honestly, you can't get staff these days, Albie. You really can't. But like literally, I said to him, like the hat trick you scored was brilliant, but that third goal was utterly ridiculous,
madness.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
And even he said, I didn't even think it was going in. He said it was just a punt. It wasn't even a strike.
Yeah, we noticed he miskicked it.
But yeah, I mean, hell of a goal. What a goal that was. Yeah, going on to the point, another segue, Cole, on that point, and we discussed it earlier, and again to both of you, is we talked about, is Patterson the all-time best Don striker that you've ever seen or not?
For me, he's complete for the following reasons. He's an absolute bloody nightmare to defend against. His goal scoring and his eye for a pass and a nod and a flick down and taking goals is brilliant. But where I think his additional strengths are, he could defend. And the classic thing was when we went 3-0 up against Colchester, and then Colchester came on, not Colchester, Shrewsbury. I'll get it wrong. Why am I going wrong here? You two listen to me.
No,
it's because their grounds look exactly the same. That's probably why you got confused.
But when they attacked, he was the one that cleared it in our 6-yard box, and I thought that guy's just scored hat trick, and there he is clearing the ball in the 6-yard box, and that said everything to me, And to think that we played him at right back in the season, and he probably got man of the match for that game. I think he's just the all-round package.
I think it would be interesting if, say, he did miss, say, 3 weeks of an injury or whatever, and we were playing away from home at a place like Grimsby, and you could only get 5 minutes out of him, but we're winning 1-0 away from home, we're really under the cosh, and you bring a Callum Patterson on. We've never had that sort of luxury before. That sort of thing hasn't happened yet. But you can just imagine we're sat in an away end and we're really under the cosh. Imagine the playoffs or something, and we're 1-0 up and defending for our lives, and you bring a Callum Patterson on for the last 5-10 minutes. It's a real battering ram. But I just think he's a brilliant all rounder. He's been like a real breath of fresh air. He just looks like he's loving it. He's enjoying it. He's having fun. And I think that's the best thing about this. Why it's so fun to watch him play, because he's not like the Ilky player, but I do love a player who just works hard, and that's all you ask for. And the fact that he's got a brilliant output at the end of it's just
he's
amazing.
Got more goal involvements than anybody else in League Two this season, hasn't he? With goals
comfortably as well, I think.
Yeah.
He has. Look, I know we said about best striker of all time, so I'm going to throw some names out to you, and then obviously let me know your thoughts against obviously Callum. You got Isel McLeod, obviously, 71 goals, top goal scorer for MK Dons. Is he better than him?
No.
Benicophobe?
Good player.
Reece Healy?
He's better than him. I loved Reece Healy, but he's a better player.
Yeah. Again, like I said, I think Patterson is the full package. The players that Isel McLeod, you'd never see Isel McLeod defending like that.
Of course you wouldn't. No. But this is the point, Con.
Isel was a fox in the box, more of a player, wasn't he?
But I'm being devil's advocate because you said best striker, not best all-round best striker.
Albie just fell over.
I have just fell over.
I
was doing so well.
It's all good, mate. The other one we've got, obviously, to mention 50 goals was Kieran Agard.
He's a better player than Kieran Agard.
Yeah.
And then obviously Patrick Bamford. We had Patrick Bamford up there.
Oh, now we're talking.
Exactly right.
You liked him, Albie?
Oh, I was obsessed with him.
Really?
I think looking back, I think it's the most heartbroken I've ever been to have had to see a play. We knew we were never going to see him stay here for much longer than he was, but being in that away end at Wigan and seeing him celebrating that late equaliser, I don't know how to describe it other than he wasn't one of our own, but he really felt like one of our own.
Yeah.
And he's often forgotten about. Nobody ever mentions the fact that he played for MK Dons at the start of his career, but I loved him.
Do you remember when we were at Walsall in the Saddlers Bar and we were watching a game before we went out to play Walsall and Patrick Bamford scored and all the Dons fans started singing, "He's posher than you."
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Because he gave that impression, didn't he? That he was.
Yeah, it was a young lad. It was a young lad who was really, really enjoying his first foray into professional football, and he might have had that thought where he thought he might not ever get better than this, and he played his heart out, and it was a truly brilliant player, and I can't speak any higher of Patrick Bamford, and I'm glad to see he's still going well.
Of course, we can't forget Maxie Dean.
Yeah.
I love Max. I love Max Dean. I do, and I think he was a great all-rounder up front, but I think Pat gives more across the pitch. Yeah. Anyway, there's a question for you, Albie, on the screen.
Yeah. Who's your player of the year from Ryan? He wants to know. Far, let's mitigate it so far.
Good question. Connell Truman. No, that's a really good question. I think by this point you're probably going to have to give it to Patterson. I think it would if Mendes had been fit for the past month, it would have probably been him. Yeah. But overall, throughout the season, I think you can't be looking too far beyond. But as we talk about all rounders, aren't we? And we say that we've been saying it a lot over the past few minutes. Gives you so much output, and even without his goals, there were probably points that we would have dropped if he hadn't been in the team. Forgetting his goals just by his overall play, it would have to be Callum Patterson for me, but a close second for Liam Kelly. I can't stop mentioning him, and I hope he doesn't go under the radar at the end of season votes because he's been terrific, and I hope he knows how won over the fans are for him now because he can be. I think he is quite a shy lad.
When he went off the other day, I was looking around the ground and people were getting up applauding him, and I thought.
Yeah, they were, Cole. They were.
And if you remember, it weren't that long ago, the end of last season, he got booed off.
Yeah,
for sure. So to answer the question, I'd say it's Callum Patterson, a close second for Liam Kelly, and unfortunately, it would have been Mendes, but he's missed too much football recently.
Well, and there it is, confirmation on the screen.
Thank you, Craig.
Second only to Haaland.
For goal involvements across the league, I think it's incredible. Also, I mean, Craig did say as well, just to follow up, he said in terms of strikers, for work ethic, Troy Parrott was relentless, and he was.
He'll always be remembered for that goal at
AFC.
Ripping
it up in Ireland at the moment.
Yeah.
The funny thing is about Troy Parrott that often gets forgotten about as well is that the first half of the season he wasn't. I wouldn't say he was disliked, but not many people were singing high praise about Troy Parrott.
No,
it was the second half of the season he really pulled his socks up and got on with it. I can remember it was either Leyton Orient or somewhere similar in a cup game where he didn't quite have the best game, and I think he got quite a telling off by Liam Manning. And instead of sulking about it, thinking I'm better than this, I'm from Tottenham and I'm here on loan, he pulled his socks up and got really stuck in that second half of the season.
Yeah. No, absolutely, mate. Absolutely right. I loved him. Another one that doesn't get mentioned too often. I know he wasn't here too long, and I really wish we'd have gone back for him. Was Max Waters.
Me too.
Yeah.
We'd have won the league if he'd stayed. I think.
Yeah. Well, point in case for me is you remember we were playing Barnsley last home game of the season before we went down. We were 4-1 up. He comes on, scores hat-trick, 4-4, and it was gone.
Yeah.
Again, I can't knock the player. I think he's fantastic, and I would still have him now.
We've been blessed with some really good players, haven't we, over the years?
We have, but I think
this will end, and we'll think of about 5-10 more that we've forgotten about, even the ones that were with us for a short period of time.
The lad that plays at Newcastle, Harvey Barnes.
A phenomenal player.
I mean, what a player! I mean, I remember talking about him when he joined us. And I said to this kid, he was on Leicester City's books as well. I said, "You ever heard of Harvey Barnes?" He went, "No."
Well, yeah. Again, one of the very few Robbie Nielsen signings that worked.
That's true.
Yeah.
Another one of mine. I'd hate myself if I went away without mentioning it, but it's where my nickname is derived from. Is Aaron Wilbraham. He was my favourite player as a kid.
Oh, phenomenal.
I loved Aaron Wilbraham.
Absolute phenomenal player. I mean, in terms of player of the year, Cole, I know obviously Ryan mentioned for Albi, but for me, it's a difficult one. There's a few names that are worthy mention. Pato, you've mentioned Kelly, Sanders.
Now let's not forget he may have only joined in January, but by the time we get to April, we might be saying Nelson.
Yeah, no,
because
exactly.
he basically got us over the line. A bit like Russell Martin did when he came.
Well, I don't know if you'll remember, but believe me, it breaks my heart and it hurts my soul that the fact that I'm giving any praise to this bloke. But Paul Tisdale's post-match interview against Mansfield when we won that final game.
Yeah,
he puffed out his cheeks and he said, he basically said that we basically said we wouldn't have won that game without my signing and my player of the season, Russell Martin, and that was the same thing. And that's the impact that I think Nelson's going to have, a similar one where we'll look back at the end of the season, and in a similar way as well to. Although we didn't really do much that season in the lockdown year, when Harry Darling came in, that second half of the season, he transformed us defensively. So I know different sort of players, but the same sort of output in terms of how he just makes everybody around him better.
I've got a feeling that Nelson could be a late contender for player of the season.
You wouldn't get any arguments, I don't think.
Yeah.
And the Russell Martin thing, there was an interesting story with another player at Don's.
Who's that?
Bournemouth game, last game. Anyway, we'll talk about it off air at some point. That was an interesting. Yeah, can't repeat that on air. But yeah, I mean, again, like you say, Albie, it's a difficult one because even with Nelson, I'm literally salivating at the prospect of him in the back line. I just think he's just taken us up a notch to the point, and I don't want to overstate this because I think Sanders has been phenomenal. But I think he's given a bit more license for Sanders and for Offord, and I think that was just the missing link. And I feel sorry for Marv because Marv has not been done a disservice by being dropped. I think he's a good player, but you can't leave the likes of an Nelson out of this team, and that is a great headache to have. To be fair, that said, I'm with Albie on this. I mean, even if we get to the end of the season, it's going to be a bloody hard decision, and that's a lovely thing to say. But
it's such a lovely thing to say.
Yeah. But I think for me, the thing that stood out for me with Patterson was when he played right back at Shrewsbury.
Yeah.
And he was man of the match. It was ridiculous.
He was.
Absolutely.
He even managed to give up one of his goals to your best mate that day, didn't he?
Yeah, well, we'll leave it there. A blind donkey kicking its heels would have scored that. And don't forget, Albie, a broken clock is right twice a day.
It's very true.
I'll leave it there. We had a few comments come in as well. So Craig has said his player of the year, he's got 3. He said Kelly, Pato and Sanders at the moment. If anyone's interested, Spurs are winning a game of football. Craig said, is there a better player at the moment in the moment than Scott Twine? That's a good question. Is there a better player in the moment than Scott Twine?
No. There was I remember the exact conversation and the seat that I was in. We didn't win the game, actually. We played Fleetwood at home on a wet Tuesday night, and we should have won. And that was one of the points that you look back at the end of the season and think if we won that, we'd have gone up. But I think, I can't recall if we got a hat-trick that day or just a couple. But I turned to my mate that day and I just said, this isn't a flash in the pan. This isn't just a good run. This is the real deal. And he never quit. He was absolutely fantastic. But I wouldn't have him down as a striker though. But I mean, he was phenomenal. He was absolutely phenomenal.
Do you want to read that one out, Aidan?
Chris Turner, get off this show if you're going to come out with codswallop. That I've told you once, I'll tell you 100 times. There's only one person with the name Hogan that is any good, and that was Hulk Hogan. He's better in death than Scott Hogan is better in our forward line.
Oh, that's a bit harsh, isn't it?
Not at all. Prove me wrong, Scott. Prove me wrong. And I'd love to be proved wrong, but we won't see it. Anyway, Josh says big love for Big Wilby. His goal against Leeds to go 3-1 up is one that he remembers. So yeah, crack him. But Chris. Honestly, you obviously had a few to drink. Scott Hogan is better than Patterson. That should be stuff.
Anyway,
enough blaspheming.
I mean,
anyway, talking of Chris Turner, do you think we ought to run team talk?
Well, we can do. I think Albie's only one thing to say.
Oh, can I do it again?
You can do it again.
Say again. Go on.
Roll VT.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back for episode 11 of Team Talk. So we've got myself, Chris, here, back with
Ryan.
And someone extra.
We've got someone extra today. You might recognise him from when we did our YouTube channel, but we won't talk about that. Callum.
How's it going? So today we're back for the prediction against Grimsby. Just bear in mind, we are recording this ahead of the Bristol Rovers game, so this is subject to any injuries, but we will not be re-recording. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You have to put up with it, unfortunately.
Well, over to the show. So here's our current injuries. So Mendes Lang is out with a hamstring due back in March. Kane Wilson, he was supposed to be back at the end of January, still not back. And Will Collar is back at the same time as Mendes Lang.
So the players available according to Paul Warren from his conference yesterday, Hepburn Murphy and Joe Tomlinson were potentially both available to play in the 5-1 win over Shrewsbury.
So here's my predicted 11 to face Bristol, and then obviously recording ahead of the Bristol game. So there'll be several changes to make to the side that faces Grimsby. So one, I'm going to have Nelson to come back in for Ekpateta, the main to switch over to the left-hand side, Jones to come in for Mellish, and then Kelly in for Matete to make up the same team that played Shrewsbury on Saturday and won 5-1. So the above here was my predicted bench for the game against Bristol Rovers, and then ahead of our game against Grimsby, I'll make several changes. So Kelly and Jones go back into the starting lineup, with John Mellish and Matete dropping to the bench, and then Hogan and Evans out of the squad, Hepburn, Murphy and Tomlinson in, and then Marv onto the bench for Nelson. So our current points per game sees us sat on an average of 1.69 points per game, which would put us up to an average of around 80 points come the end of the season, with Dons currently sat third on 47 points.
So the top goal scorers are Callum Patterson on 11 goals, Alex Gilby on 8 goals, and Mendes Lang is on 7 goals.
Time for our top assists. So they currently are Callum Patterson on 8, Liam Kelly on 4, and Alex Gilby on 3. The Shrewsbury game was epic with a 5-1 win. I was not expecting Dan Crowley of all people to score, but I'm very happy for him to get his first goal for us since joining us in January last year. Hopefully this spurs him on. But the guy who stole the show, Callum Patterson, not only did he score his 100th goal, but he also bagged himself his first career hat-trick. Congratulations, Callum Patterson. We are recording this before the Bristol game, but if we perform like this, I'd expect the same result and bag ourselves 6 points.
So Grimsby Town are currently on a 7-game unbeaten run. They've not conceded a goal since their 2-0 loss to Bromley on the 20th of December 2025. Now, I do think that with the team we've got, we can end their clean sheet record. It's very rare for us not to score. We've scored 98% of our games this season, but the rare occasion we didn't score was on New Year's Day when we lost 1-0 to Colchester.
I'm surprised by this, but Grimsby have a 50% winning percentage over us, beating us 4 times over the last 10 years. We've only beaten them once in the last 10 years, that being a 3-1 win on them last year. I think we may have won that because a certain Harry Maguire was watching them last year. We all know we famously beat Grimsby in the JPT, the Johnson Paint Trophy, what it was called back then, to bring back the first piece of silverware in Milton Keynes of that year. We also went on to win League 2 that year. Grimsby currently sit 10th place and we sit in a comfortably 3rd place. Right. Thank you, Callum, for coming on to the show.
Thank you so much, Chris and Ryan, for having me on. I hope to be on again very soon.
Yeah, so obviously a massive thank you to Callum for coming on the show with us, and we'll hand you back to Aidan and Colin now.
Cheers, Jordan.
Yeah.
Spot on as always.
There you go.
Yeah, I think they had a few sound problems, didn't they?
Maybe.
Or one of them was sucking helium down.
I don't know. The song at the start, you might have heard me saying something about a certain player, but
I did hear it again. That's the twice we've heard it now.
It makes me happy, Cole.
That should be a week. Anyway, definitely keep that in every week.
Yeah, that's never going away for the rest of the on air. We're on air for years now. Ollie has jumped in. He did say, "I've got your back, Aidan. Simon Church was way better than Hogan," and that is really saying something.
Good grief.
To be fair, at least he had the right attitude. He mightn't have had the skill, but he wasn't a dipstick. Let's put it that way. Ryan says you're forgetting the one and only Sam Baldock when we're talking about.
Yeah, good point, Sam.
It's a good shout.
Yeah, good shout.
So yeah, I mean, saying in terms of the results, obviously 6 points out of the last 2. I think it'll be 9 from 9. You guys think it'll be 7 from 9. Question is, I guess, if you look at the teams around us, do you see anyone slipping up on the weekend?
To be fair, I don't know the fixtures, so I'm just going to pop them up here and have a look. What we got?
I will say, just while you're looking for that, Colin, it did kind of deflate me a little bit yesterday, getting in and realising that we played a game more than pretty much everybody below us. I did think we were level on games, but I mean, again, points on the board. I'd rather have that. I'll never forget in the 08-09 season under Di Matteo when we had about 5 games. Peterborough had about 5 games in hand of us, and we could just never claw it back. So I think it is better to just have the points on the board at this point. So just get them in, as far as I'm concerned.
Right, I'm going to run through the League 2 fixtures, and I want you both to say either team or a draw. Yeah, ready?
Go for it. Go on.
Bristol Rovers, Newport.
0-0.
Rovers.
I'm going Rovers as well. Grimsby, Milton Keynes.
MK.
Draw.
Funny that.
Crawley, Harrogate.
Crawley,
yeah.
Yeah, Crawley. Oldham, Cambridge.
Oldham,
I think.
That's the Oldham.
Really?
Yeah. Me too. Decent little team then.
I'm going to go Cambridge. Right, Gillingham, Bromley. That's a good game.
Draw.
Quite a bit of a local derby.
1-1 draw.
Yeah, I'll say draw as well.
Crack? Yeah, I'm going to go draw. Could this be the first crack in Bromley's season, perhaps? I don't know.
Bloody hope so.
Shrewsbury, Barnet.
Barnet, easy.
4-0.
Yeah, Barnet.
They sacked Appleton today, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. We just missed out on the old MK Dons curse by a few days.
Well, if you remember, a couple of weeks ago, I said in my preview that we should be beat them and give him a bit of a nudge out the door.
Yeah, for sure.
Apparently, he wasn't worried about getting sacked. Well, he's got nothing to worry about anymore, has he?
He's never worried anyway because he's got a payoff, has he? So why would you be worried about
that? Tranmere, Salford City.
Salford. Tranmere are rubbish.
Aidan?
Yeah. Is that Salford, right?
Is that Tranmere, I think?
Oh, is that Tranmere?
Yeah.
1-1.
Okay. Aki Cheltenham.
Draw.
Oh, that's a tough one. Yeah, draw. 0-0.
Yeah, I'll go draw. Swindon Barrow. You expect Swindon to get back on the win?
Draw.
I'd say draw as well. I think they're hitting a little bit of a rocky patch of form.
Okay. I'll go Swindon. Crew Colchester. Another good game.
Oh, that's a tough one. I'd have to say draw, but I wouldn't be surprised either way, to be honest.
No.
I would say Colchester for that. Just.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go Crew. Fleetwood, Notts County.
Notts County.
Notts County, yeah.
Yeah, Notts County for me. Right, now this is a good one. Final game of the day. Chesterfield versus Walsall.
Oh, draw, please.
I can see Chesterfield nicking it. They beat
Scotland. I can see Chesterfield nicking it as well, to be honest.
They're on a good run of form, to be fair.
Yeah, well, I agree with both of you. I think it'll be a draw, but I can see Chesterfield nicking it. So there you go. That's the weekend's fixtures. There's a few interesting games in there.
There is.
Oh, yeah. Past few days has been. I didn't realise how interesting the fixtures were until I was looking at them at half time yesterday. So they're throwing them up at a really key time of the season.
I'm just having a look to see the weekend after. Have you any idea? On the 7th of February, every game is starting at 1 minute past 3. Do you remember we've done that? We've done that before, haven't we?
Yeah. Do you know what? I've forgotten why, Colin. I should know this.
I should know it as well. Yeah. I was only reading it earlier.
Yeah, 1 minute past 3.
That's a shame. I've got to rush for the train back now.
Yeah. That minute just thrown me out completely. Do we know why, Cole? If anyone is watching knows why.
If anybody knows why we're starting on the 7th of Feb at 1 minute past 3, I'll be.
Someone will comment underneath.
Yeah.
We're doing a out of all the places in the season where you do a weekender, me and the missus are doing a weekender in Cheltenham. She's asked for a shout out, by the way, so shout out to Naomi. She wants to be on the telly, she said.
There we go.
Hello, Naomi.
Sorry, guys. I can tell you why, because I've just Googled it. I'm not going to take credit for it. Apparently, it's to do with every minute matters when it comes to performing life-saving CPR.
Oh, right. Okay.
And how true is that, by the way?
100%.
Indeed. There's another interesting fixture for you. On Valentine's Day, the 14th of February, Bromley are at home to Notts County.
Well, I think that should be an Al Capone game because I can see that being a Valentine's massacre, mate, for Bromley.
Brilliant. How quick and snappy that was. I love it. No, that'll be what day is that, Cole? Is that a Saturday or an evening?
It's a Saturday.
Oh, that's a shame because I'd have liked to have watched that one.
Yeah.
I can see County taking them apart. I don't know why I just can see it.
Really?
I do think they've got either a big run of form against them, like a terrible run of form, sorry, Bromley, or a real big defeat. I'm the same with you, Aid. I think they've got a real smack in the face, awaiting them somewhere. But I do think they'll get promoted. But I wouldn't be surprised if somebody come along and you saw a 4-0 or something.
I think for me the same, Albert. I think County. And again, people might disagree, but at home when we played County, I thought they were by far one of the best teams at Stadium MK I've seen. Particularly their number 14, the young lad in midfield. I thought he was exceptional.
He was fantastic. He reminded me of Conor McGrandles. I don't know why, but just. It's exactly what I kept thinking.
He got a mask on?
No. It was a really good... Do you know what, Cole? I said to Warney, I actually said to him, I said, go and sign him.
Oh, right, because you said to Warney. Yeah.
Yesterday. I said to him, sign that number 14 from Notts County. And I said, what? I said, I had no idea what his name was. But if he gets signed, not taking credit, but you heard it here first, just going to throw it out there. But yeah, what a player. I'd give him Lecco and Hogan for that guy.
Oh, for sure. I mean, he was... I mean, am I right in saying it was a I don't know if I'm getting two players mixed up here, but I'm sure he was coming from the midfield, but like running forward with the ball. And I just thought that's just that's exactly what Crowley should be for us, you know.
Exactly that. No, exactly. But I was really
CPR awareness. Thanks, Carl.
Yeah, cheers, Grant. So yeah, no, I think that's again. I generally think County are the one that Bromley could really struggle against. On their day, County are an exceptional team. They're just not consistent enough. That's always been their problem. But they have got, when you look on their squad, again, we're unlucky at their place to lose. Should have been a draw, but the same at home. I just think that they're the best team home and away I've seen this season who've played us, at least anyway. That's my
opinion. You won't find me disagreeing with you. Just a quick point before it goes away from me. I only found out yesterday at the because I'm not going Saturday because I'm working, but I only found out during the game that it kicks off at 12:30.
That's right.
Are you guys going?
Yeah, I'm on the coach.
Aiden's going. I can't go this weekend, unfortunately. But no,
what's that? 7 o'clock departure.
7 from departure from Stadium MK. Yeah, or 10.
Oh, you brave soul.
Or someone. Do you know what? I usually drive, but I refuse to park my car in Grimsby, mate, and expect.
No, me neither. Oh, I don't drive, but you know, take my point.
You wouldn't after that, mate. Then take your car. There we go.
Surprisingly, I don't fancy taking my car to Grimsby.
No, exactly. And we all know why, Cole, but we'll leave that for another day.
And does nobody not know?
I think a lot of people know, but if you want to share it with Albie and everyone, but by all means, I am.
You did tell me once before, and I won't repeat why. We'll keep it. Just in case you find yourself there in the playoffs and you're on the telly, you're talking ill.
I will just state the word before Colin says alleged. There we go.
That's true.
I'm concerned that we go back there and there's flowers tied to a lamppost.
Alleged flowers.
To an alleged lamppost.
Exactly right. Yeah. How is your wing mirror these days, Colin Butler?
Oh, yeah, it's good. Very good. Mate,
I've never seen an old man do a Superman impression so quickly. But
anyway. He come from nowhere, didn't he? From nowhere.
Yeah, so did John Cena, but there we are. Oh, dear.
Is that it?
Yeah, it is all that. There's one more comment. There was 2 more comments, and then we will wrap the show. Chris said, I've parked there twice with no issues. It's a you thing. No, it's probably because if you're driving a Lada, it will probably fit right in, Chris. We'll leave it there. I'm saying nothing. And Ollie, what a way to finish the show. Good old Ollie says, I happily let it slip.
Yeah.
Ollie, you and I were witnesses to what could have been an absolute tragedy of carnage. Instead, it was absolute comedy. So,
yeah.
I'm grateful.
Wind me up all the way home, them two.
Hey, well, you know, if you're on Crime Stoppers, you're on Crime Stoppers, Cole. Anyway, enough of that. What I will like to say before we wrap up for the show is a massive thank you to Jordan from Grimsby to come on the show. Really appreciate him. Thank you as well to Luke for his video. As always, to Chris Kamara of the Don's Unplugged blog. If you're watching Sky, get him on the telly. Get him on the payroll, or MK Citizen either as well. And again, Chris and Ryan and Callum, a special guest as well for Team Talk. Really good. And again, we thank you all for your contributions. Albie, thank you as well so much for coming on tonight. You've been an absolute.
If you want to hang around in the green room for a couple of minutes afterwards, Al, do.
But you've been
it's been my pleasure. I love the sound of my own voice, joking. It's been my pleasure. I've been a long time watcher, and when you said, unfortunately, I let you down last week, but definitely had to make sure I'd come on this week after letting you down. But yeah, fingers crossed we do it again soon. I've had a right laugh. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, well, if you've enjoyed it, Albie, you're more than welcome, mate. With
anytime.
Anytime at all.
Let me just say, it is nice to have a professional podcaster join us on the show. So thank you.
Adds a bit of authenticity to the show, doesn't it?
It does boost the ratings no end. I'm sure they tripled overnight. There we go.
Yeah.
Quick question: where can I get a cap? I love a cap.
We'll get you a cap. When are you back at the game?
Yeah, I'd love one.
Don's Unplugged cap?
Yeah, I'd wear one proudly.
Well,
we've got another order to go in.
We've got another shipment coming from my.
That shipment.
Yeah, I've got to go drive down and pick it up. It's ready, Carl. I just haven't driven down.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Albie, strap yourself in for this because he'll like it. Hoodies and t-shirts.
Get me a hoodie. I love a hoodie. Give me one.
Job done.
Right.
Anyway, Cole, go on. You were going to say.
I was going to say that's it, isn't it?
That is.
We're back next week.
We are back next week. We do this show, as we say, for the fans, by the fans, with the fans. Don's Unplugged. We are grateful for all your comments. We're grateful for all your viewership. Don't forget, if you've got friends that haven't watched this yet, spread the word, hit the like and share. It means the world to all of us. And again, we're grateful for all the input and all the comments every week.
And I've managed to stay sober tonight. So
what a shame. I was hoping for some controversy. Anyway, maybe on next week's show.
Do you think Ryan realised I was trying to wind him up? No, Jordan.
Ryan, what? Hello?
He didn't like it when I said you hadn't played nobody yet, did he?
It's brutal, Cole. It's brutal.
Listen, somebody's got to stir these guests up.
Touche, like a cup of tea that's just been steeped for a little too long. Yeah. Colin comes and stirs the pot.
Yeah, you wait till that Newport bloke comes back.
Don't. But do you know what? When he does, we'll get Albie on. We'll get Albie on for that one.
Yeah, you'll like that, Albie. He keeps going, if truth be told.
And he's almost borderline calls this a franchise. We're waiting for a guest to come on and tell us that. So
we haven't had nobody do it yet, Albie.
Not yet. Everyone's been too nice.
Nobody.
I was going to say, you've dug deep there to get a Grimsby fan who was actually nice, to be fair.
Yeah. Well, I blame our booking agent, John Harris. He signs all the people up. So,
and that's a backhanded compliment if you're still watching, Jordan. Don't you worry.
Yeah. John, find somebody that's going to rile us up a bit. We fancy it.
John, don't listen. Next season, if we go up, we've got AFC. Find us a guest. It will be the most watched show on this channel. End of season. And Albie will be on for that as well because we need backup.
Just for professional purposes, of course.
Absolutely, mate.
Yeah.
No, anyone else would be thinking anything otherwise.
Might even get that John Taylor back on for AFC game. He loves.
We may do. Maybe do a whole reunion.
Right, come on, let's wind this up. Right, okay. There's only
two things.
One more thing I want to say.
Go on.
Say goodnight, Aidan.
Good night, Aidan.
Good night, Albie, and thank you.
No trouble. Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
come on,
no problem. We'll see you soon. Take care. Good night, everybody. Back next week, 7:45. Cheltenham preview. Bye.
Make sure you're here and bring Ryan. Take care, everyone.
Yeah, bring Ryan.